No, we do not.
Okay. Hello, I'm Serranos. This is Bunger. We watched
Bunger.
a lot of anime. We watched how many episodes? I think we didn't watch 2 episodes of every show that we've seen this season, but we watched 2 episodes of every show we're still watching, and most of the shows we dropped. So
There
I'd say
are
it's like a
43 slides.
yeah. We have that, and that's not including the first one. I don't think. I don't remember which was
It
it.
is not
Wait,
including the
did
first
you
one.
just speed up afterwards? Why is the why did it switch to something else? My stupid background thing. What are you doing? It's like going at 100% something speed. I don't know why. Maybe I'll just turn this off because it's not doing what it should. Um, hmm. Yeah, I guess we'll just go with the. Oh wait, oh that was the other one. Yeah, that's funny. I don't want to keep the full background. I forgot to prepare the background properly because I just like have a video playing on loop, and for some reason it just decided it was gonna start going faster.
I mean, it could have gone slower. So you got the short end of the stick on that one.
Yeah, like it's supposed to play on a loop and restart when the source becomes active, I guess. I don't know what that really changes. Um Maybe I'll try a different one.
Oh, one show we didn't start?
Hell's
Hell's
Paradise.
Paradise season 2.
No, I didn't really want to do that one. Maybe we
Not
will
yet,
at
at
some
least.
point, but yeah. Right now we're gonna focus on the shows we actually watched. I'm gonna just
All
like
right.
hope this background doesn't spaz out.
Hmm.
Yeah, we watched 40 shows, at least like 60 something, maybe. Yeah, 60 something episodes at least.
Mm-hmm.
Got 30 plus new shows, most of them. And then we got quite a few sequels, like more and more just get anime, just sequel, sequel, sequel. We're gonna be going through them in alphabetic order, and then we will be putting them all on a tier list as all the shows we watched. At least I'll be putting the tier list together. Bunger doesn't get tier list rights.
Yeah.
Alright, let's just start from the top. Misanthrope teaches a class for demi-humans. We love monster girls. We love monster girls, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We love monster girls. This show is entirely about monster girls. It's about a guy who is taking a job as a teacher in a class, or not class, but a school entirely filled with monster girls. It's a secret school where if you leave, your memory gets wiped and you don't remember anything. What was the teacher? What was the principal, I should say? He was weird. He was a
He,
dwarf?
I think he was a parrot, but he was like a fat guy that was pretending to be skinny for
Yeah,
interviews.
he's pretending to be a skinny old dude. That's kind of weird. But yeah, we put down Incel Chud gets a job at a school for furries who are trying to learn how to become humans so they can live amongst them. That's the plot. It's kind of an odd idea. We have like the mix of like yeah, the monster girls and whatever are real, and like it's just all girls because that's the fantasy element of it, I suppose.
Hmm.
But yeah, they all want to become humans so they can live in human society. We didn't really get far enough to see exactly why they wanted to live in human society. Only like 2 episodes, and we ended up dropping it, and we kind of stopped paying attention part of the way through. Uh, yeah, our main thing is I didn't think the girls were interesting. You didn't really like them either. I think I might have liked a
Oh,
little
they
bit
were
more than
not.
you. Yeah, I think I might have liked a little more than you. They just felt pretty note. They have their animal attribute and then their general demeanor. I guess the werewolf girl, she was probably about the only one different. I forgot that she was a not just a fox girl or whatever, wolf girl. She was a werewolf girl, so she actually has split personality disorder.
And that was, I mean, easily the best one, but like that was the only one that's like personality trait or animal attribute actually played into their personality.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would say she's the best executed one. I didn't really feel much connection for any of the other characters, and based on the uh, title image there, they're going to introduce many more characters as well. Like, we only started with the bird one in the top, the bunny, the mermaid, and the werewolf, and then we had like 5 others. So it felt
Hmm.
like they're going to like just add a lot more characters by the end of the season. It felt a little bit overloading. I mean, on top of that, we didn't really get attached to the girls, which are supposed to be the main thing of the show. That's the main reason we ended up dropping it. But also, we didn't like the protagonist. As bad as the girls were, at least they have animal traits. he doesn't have anything.
He really has nothing going on except for his hatred for humans.
He did have that. I didn't even remember that being a thing. I completely glossed over that.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't reveal it yet, but I assume he had like a bad experience at a previous school he was teaching at.
But I don't think it was because of humans. But no, he had like maybe he got accused of rape or something. He seems like the kind of guy who would do that. You know, insult Chud and all.
He did seem like that kind of guy.
You know, maybe they're right about him. But yeah, one thing it reminded me of was Interview with Monster Girls. And that show just feels so much warmer, and it didn't feel. I don't want to just say contrived for every plot thing, every like plot idea people have to like get characters together, but it didn't feel like he personally made much sense. Was he introduced by like somebody else as like, oh, you'd be a good fit for the school? Because like I said,
Nope.
I really glossed over
He
for this.
applied online.
Yeah, Takahashi from Interview with Monster Girls. Monster Girls are just part of society in that one. They're just everywhere, and they have their unique quirks that they need to be dealt with to help them integrate better with humans. But otherwise, it doesn't. It's not like a big deal. Like you have a teacher who's a succubus there, for instance, who's a pretty great character.
Mhm.
But Takahashi, his personality is just so much more compelling. His interest in trying to help these girls in his like school deal with the human world better and stuff like that, and his passion for teaching is so evident. It just makes you want him, makes you wish he will succeed, and it's so much better than what we got from this dude. So yeah, it ends up Misanthrope. We're put, or I think I misnamed some of them. Most of these were alphabetical, but some of them like the Misanthrope. Unless that's one I forgot. I'm pretty sure I got all of them. There we go. I guess I didn't put the A, so it was further down in the M cat or in the M's. I think I would probably give it a D. I think I give it like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, that's totally fair. This was not a great show. It's not the worst show. It could get better potentially, but it's not something you should go out of your way to watch.
One thing I was also thinking of, because I'd seen a gif for it on Twitter, was Minaria Friends. You watched that
Mhm.
show and you didn't really care too much about it. You're kind of
It was fine.
yeah, yeah,
The main character is so much more interesting in it, though.
yeah, because she's a dragon girl, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and I just remember seeing
Oh,
the
I was
gif and I
thinking
was
of a
like,
different show.
oh,
They're actually both equally boring, is what I'm gonna say.
yeah. No, I'd also think of that as like another Monster Girl show, and just the level of animation was better there. Like the animation here is
Mhm.
just it's just all right. The character designs are fine and whatever. Yeah.
I think there's this one called Seten Academy
Oh,
for the
Set in
main character.
Academy joined
Yeah,
the
that's what I
pack.
was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yep, where the main character's super racist towards monster girls, but then he
Okay,
ends up,
you're
you know,
mixing those together. No, Set in
yes.
Academy is a little bit more interesting to me. It's got a little bit more of a dynamic going on. Like, yeah, the protagonist's super bland. I wouldn't recommend the show anyway, but if you really like Monster Girls, you can just give yourself a couple episodes and pick it up if you want to.
Mhm.
This show, Adventures Grind, Adventures Daily Grind, age 29. This one I was way more positive about. This is definitely one of my actual better shows of the season. I thought you were gonna say something. Anyways, for the plot,
Sorry, I yawned.
yeah, yeah, you just yawned. I was like, oh, okay, he's gonna say something. I'll give him a chance to respond here. Yeah,
You caught me at the beginning of the yawn.
I caught you lacking. Yeah, an
Mhm.
old guy adventurer saves a little orphan girl who he finds in a dungeon, dying, captured by a slime, and she can't get out. She's just stuck in the slime. Yeah, having rescued her, he learns that she was abandoned by her parents, and as we saw actually with the opening of the show, he also grew up in the slums as an orphan. And this connection between them, it makes him want to care for her because he knew how hard he had it growing up, and many other people do not make it out of those circumstances. So he feels sorry for her and wants to provide her with a better life than he was able to have.
Yep. I was gonna say instantly we got a very compelling motivation for him and his character.
Yeah, he's not a pedophile. He just wants to help people, and he has a personal connection to why he would want to help Rurui. And he's also not a pedophile because she's a succubus that we learn in episode 1. She's a succubus. It's okay because at night she turns into an adult.
How to specify that?
We had to specify that at night she turns into adult. And one thing I enjoyed was how the fantasy was integrated into just the narrative overall. Because we have like the elf clerk. She's just kind of a normal thing. We have the succubus. I mean dominatrix, I guess. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
succubus sex worker. She also just works as a venture, or she had previously worked as a venture, I assume, because she's quite strong herself. In episode 2, we get a little time between her and Rurui, and there could be a growing connection there between them as well, which I find nice. You get multiple parental figures to help raise this lost child. And I consistently found this heartwarming and adorable. Rui herself is a great character to focus on. She's very high energy. She is not well, she has like a little bit of childish selfishness to her. She does have a sense of honor, and in the first episode we see that she takes to heart the lesson that he tells her, those who do not work should not eat, and then she refuses food as much as she is hungry and starving. She doesn't really she's terrified of being left alone and being a burden for other people, which is another reason she wants to get better as an adventurer, because she doesn't want to just live off of handouts or just live at the whims of other people. She wants to be able to take care of herself. And I found it to be very noble and heartwarming.
It was. She's a very fun character. I think the whole cast works very well together, and I'm excited to see them going forward. We are keeping this show.
Yeah, we are absolutely keeping this show. I give it like a 7.5. Yeah, pretty high on the list. That's definitely one of my favorite new shows this season. I'd recommend it to pretty much anybody that likes fantasy settings.
Mm-hmm.
This one, Chain Soldier. This is a season 2. This is a sequel. So if you haven't seen the first season or read the manga before, you definitely wouldn't want to just jump into this. But this is not one I would recommend to everybody. This is a fairly ecchi series.
Mm-hmm.
You have I was gonna say, I might as well go roll back the plot a little bit, starting with season 1. Yuki is in a world where women can eat fruits from another dimension that turn them into superheroes, quasi superheroes. Kind of like it's on a similar level of My Hero Academia, where you just get one power. I don't think we have one character presented in season 2 who has a myriad of abilities, but that's like her ability.
Yeah.
Her ability is having multiple abilities, and she's
Her
supposed to be
ability
like,
is Shulk from Smash Bros.
yeah, she's supposed to be like the strongest person. And that's like, and just like her variety of abilities makes her better, and that's how she's built into the narrative. Yeah, basically you have Peaches from was it Mato? Yeah, Mato is what I put down.
Yes.
The Mato dimension, which is where demons come from. So both humanity's protection and its bane come from the same dimension, and they decide that they should station these superpowered women inside of the dimension to protect it from demons, and also to rescue people from incursions on the human realm. Because Yuki's sister was somebody who died many years ago, or at least he thought, at the hands of demons, because she was pulled into the demon realm at random.
Mm-hmm.
And then many years later, Yuki himself is also pulled in, but saved by one of the demon corps members. The main character, Kyoka? Yeah, Kyoka, her power turns people into slaves. Or specifically, if she uses it on a human, it turns them into like a demon hybrid monster kind of thing. Previously, she had just been using her slave power on demons in the demon realm.
Mm-hmm.
But when she used it on Yuki, it was a much better outcome for her. It was much stronger and much more controllable than using a demon. So she decides that she gives him an offer that he can return. He could just return to his normal life. He could go back to the overworld where he really didn't have any kind of prospects, or he could stay with her and try to find his sister who had never been found.
And so obvious choice we got made.
Yeah, because she's hot, and also all the other girls are hot.
Mm-hmm.
There's all these other girls who want to fuck him. They're all of them
Yes.
do. Everybody does. Everybody in this show wants to have sex with Yuki. Every single one.
You keep saying every single one, but fucking the pink hair lolly's there.
You know she does too.
Yeah, but not yet.
But not yet. Oh, so you admit that it would happen, just not yet. But
Oh
no,
yeah, but not yet.
all of them want him. Every single one of them want him, and he finds himself in a myriad of lewd scenes with them in basically every episode. It's
And it's great.
it's to the level of High School DxD basically. Maybe a little bit less exposure for the characters, but very much intimate moments with each other in terms of touching and feeling and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the comedy is pretty solid. I find it humorous usually, and that she's pretty well done. I like it better than most other series of the same style because I'm not sure. I mean, I think it's just because Yuki mainly. I find Yuki to be a little bit more. I don't even know if it's likable because what was the guy for High School DxD? What was his name?
Ooh, I don't like him. I don't remember.
I actually find his silliness to be likable, but he is a little bit grating. Yuki's never grating as a character. I say that's, I guess that's in some ways, it's better to have a little bit less of a dynamic character if you don't know how you want them to be, how to make them unique. Because he is a pretty generic character. He's the generic self-insert because you would want to be with these girls. That's a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yuki has a Yuki has this dynamic going on where he is the stereotypical, slightly stoic, fairly embarrassed whenever he's around women, Japanese guy.
yeah,
But then he has that power. Whenever he turns into a slave, he has to get a reward, and it's his deepest desires. And so those always end up being sexual. It's very funny to watch, especially because he's right there with us getting embarrassed for him.
yeah. I'm not sure. I'm trying to describe is like why do I feel like he works a little bit better as a protagonist than other leads in like ecchi series. As much as he's embarrassed, I think maybe he is a little bit more accepting and understanding of like even if he doesn't want to display these things to other people, he's not ashamed of having the desire as much.
Yeah.
He's not ashamed of having the desire. It's just he doesn't like it being. He doesn't. It's not the right moment. He would rather he'd rather be a little bit more on his terms rather than just happening.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not that he doesn't want it, it's just not on the terms that it's happening in because of the Kyoka slave ability. Yeah, the one change that we see, or like one of the big developments for or season one, is that we see him able to be controlled by other girls, which lets him get into those same situations with other characters. And then season two, we expand on that into all of the other demon core that are available. Each group has, I think, at least three or four. I don't know how
Hmm.
small they can be, but at least like three or four characters. And then there's 10 different groups of women
I think
that
it's at
control different
least three.
territories. Yeah, it's at
I
least
think it's
three.
at least three, and our group is special because they have the lolly there for recon.
Yeah. Maybe they had to cover a bigger territory or whatnot, whatever. Either way, there's a lot of different characters he can get into sexcapades with, and now there's a much larger roster in season two onward as we're getting introduced to the other demon core. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then yeah, one other thing I had here is the new studio. I don't know if I would really say the animation is better. It seems to be about the same, which I did have criticisms for in season one, but more so in the second half of the season when it started to take a downturn. Here, if they don't take a similar dip in quality, I would be much more pleased with the show overall. So hopefully we don't have that, but also it does seem like they're pushing their they're not really pushing the limit too much. It's not really too crazy or anything for an ecchi series, but it seems like they're pushing more of it than they did in than
Hmm.
the previous studio in season one. Seems like they're pushing a little bit better. The direction's a little bit better. So yeah, a slight improvement over season one. Someone, if you're disappointed like a little bit in season one, do know there is a new studio. They're doing a little bit better than season one was. So yeah, you can give it another shot if you're still interested. All right, Champignon Witch. I remember I thought the title was like a little bit different. Oh yeah, I forgot to put Chain Soldier up there. Let's put Chain Soldier up first. Why would Chain Soldier be after Dead Account? I must have put it as something else. Oh yeah, I put Dead Account as Blue Exorcist. That's why I named it as. I was like,
I
that's
mean, it
something else there.
basically is, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say Chain Soldier's decently enjoyable. I'll give it a B. I give it a B.
It is, it is.
Yeah. And Champignon Witch. Luna is a black witch who lives in a mushroom. She keeps herself shied away from the city because as she walks, she leaves behind poisonous mushrooms, which are dangerous to her and, or not her, but people and animals. And people, because of this fact, are quite scared of her and stay away from her. While she does have stuff to sell in town, she doesn't really ever get to talk to anybody. And this dynamic changes when she runs into a boy. I believe it was she was protecting him from getting bullied. It was.
No, no, she watched him hit on a girl, and then she wanted to be hit on, so she drew him. That was how it ended up happening.
Like I got a little bit of the plot mixed up, but I do remember that she started becoming enamored with him because of whatever event after she had seen him. And yeah, she starts drawing him, and because of her magic, I don't think she has full control over it, but yeah, because of her magic, or maybe she didn't understand the reaches of her how her magic worked. Either way,
Hmm.
when she drew him, he actually possessed the drawing and he could see through it and experience it. And he they spent a night together just like on a magic or the was it on broom? Because it felt like they were standing up to me. If I remember.
Yeah, they were like flying around. I
Yeah, but
think
they're
they
flying
had to
around
be
through the
different.
sky in like a dreamlike sequence together, just experiencing the stars and nature. Yeah, as she fantasized about him, then she realized that this drawing was actually coming to life as she met him in town, getting a little bit embarrassed about it. She thought nobody had seen her fantasy. And that's about where we left off for the first two episodes. Although we did see the aftermath of her continuing to spend nights with him, uh, the mat and parts of her magic not really being conducive to living in human society. He was actually suffering greatly and becoming sickly because of these nights they were spending together
Hmm.
as a result of her magic. And she's been advised somewhat by other magic users that she talks to in and out of town that, yeah, you can't keep doing this. I forgot the end of episode 2. Like, I wasn't. If I do watch more, I'll have to pay a little bit better attention when I watch it. But I was saying at the episode 2, she would like to spend more time with him, but she knows the way she was doing it can't continue.
Yeah, it ends with her like visiting him through a drawing that he drew of her,
Yeah.
and she ends up removing, I believe it's the memories of her from him because it turned into a mushroom
And then she ate it.
inside him that was killing him.
Yeah. And then she ate it because she eats mushrooms.
Yeah, she ate the mushroom.
She eated the mushroom. Yeah. And a big thing that really sets Champignon Witch apart, like Champignon, it kind of would imply to me that we're taking after the Champagne region of France. It's very much an old style folktale, a fable, instead of a modern, like, Tolkien-esque D&D fantasy setting. Which is definitely one of the bigger things that intrigued me. I do like seeing stuff, shows, series that do something just a little bit different. It's not enough that I would say, okay, I'm going to watch it just for this, but having something different gives it a little bit of different flavor and gives it an advantage over some generic isekai video game adaptation.
Hmm.
Yeah, how are you feeling
The
about this
whole
overall?
thing.
I would say I'm a little bit on the edge about it. I'll probably watch a little bit more, but I don't think I'll finish it out this season.
I mean, it was as you were saying. The presentation made it very interesting to watch. I was into it, but I wouldn't. I don't know. It needs a bit more to hook me.
I don't think the story is really so compelling. Like, I like the setting, but like her plot with her wanting to integrate with the human world, she's a very quiet, demure character, and she herself is not particularly entertaining to follow.
Hmm. Well, it feels like we're gonna get a witch's coven soon, and I kind of want to see that.
Hmm. Yeah, but we'll keep watching. We'll watch a little bit more. We'll update definitely in our next stream how we feel about it. But I wouldn't be surprised if I end up dropping it by the next stream.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll give it a C plus. I have some positive feelings about it, but not really too attached. How about you take how do you take this one? Because I know you felt certain ways about it.
So she hates vampires, kind of, but she's pretending because she is a vampire, and she transfers into the school that's full of people that hate vampires because vampires are bad. And then she gets there and she gets a reverse harem.
But also they explicitly like say there's no vampires in this school.
Yeah, explicitly said every character though, all of them.
And then it turns out there is a group of 7 boys who all grew up together who are all vampires that go to the
Yeah.
school.
We get to I think we only watched one episode, but
Yeah.
like we mainly focused on one of the boys in it, and we basically know nothing about any of them. And none of them like seem interesting even slightly. They all have the same twist of, oh yeah, we're actually all vampires. That's our big dark secret. So it's like, what are we doing here?
I don't really see where it's gonna go. Like, it's such a weird premise to like start up with. It isn't just like that's a secret of school. Like that would make sense if that's like the secret of the school. Because the other thing is like it's a night school. Like you only go to classes at night.
It's like extremely induced or fuck.
Conducive
Yeah,
situation
conducive
for
for
vampires.
vampires. Ah, yeah. We did not have a good opinion of the show when we were done with episode one. The animation was okay, but overall the plot was just not there, and it did not hook us. So we gave it like I don't know, like a three.
I don't even remember how low I
Okay.
give it, but I'm gonna put in the F tier.
Fair enough.
I didn't like anything about it. Of course, it isn't meant to appeal to me, sure, but I think these aspects of its setup also just did not feel right.
Look, we've all watched a vampire reverse harem once or twice, okay? We've all been there. We've
We've
all
all
done
been
that. We
there.
do not need more than one.
Yeah, like one of my things is I was thinking the fact that we have 7 love interests. I went to 100 girlfriends to check. There are only 7 female characters that show up in the first season of 100 girlfriends, and that is its entire gimmick. Is you have too many girlfriends, and that is the baseline here.
I isn't it only six? No,
No, there's 7.
you're right. You're right. I'm forgetting the last one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like there are 7 characters you have to introduce in a single season. That is a
Mhm.
lot. In
Oh, it's
the
almost like if you spend an episode or two at a time introducing them individually and not all at once.
Yeah, because they're just real. You cannot define or like 8 different characters because you have the main female character too, and then you also have the introduction to the setting. You have all of that in episode one. You cannot introduce all that stuff in episode one. It's just not coherent. There's just you don't have any attachment to it. In time, they could build something up, but it feels like they should have started differently. They shouldn't have all these guys be friends. Like, okay, they want to have more relations, so they don't have to have the characters get introduced to each other just to the female character. They just want to limit like the introductions between them and the female character specifically. 100
Mhm.
Girlfriends, even also, they kind of they have the 2 childhood friends together, Karane and I always forget her Hakari.
Yes.
Yeah, but then also we have Hikari's mom in season one, so that's another like close relation that doesn't need as much expounding on. And then you also have Mado. Was
Mhm.
she a romance in season one? I think she was.
It could have. I think it was season two because
Okay,
season one
maybe
ended
yeah,
on
maybe
the
she
mom.
wasn't because she was in season one, but I didn't remember if they actually had her because I thought it ended with Hahari was the last.
It did. So she was the first girl of season two.
Okay, yeah, Mado was only present. She wasn't even one of the romance characters in season one, so it was only 6. So I actually got that wrong.
Actually, I think she was the second girl of season two. I think we skipped her and went
Maybe,
with
but either way, it's like she was
yeah,
present, so she was like a character. But no,
exactly.
like we have 3 characters. Like we'll say 3 out of 6. 3 out of 6 of the characters actually have some close ties to another one, so we don't have as much to build. We don't have as much to build up. So, yeah.
Um, if you want to give a rating for this show, I have a the next show's good for a rant I'm about to do in line with that.
Yeah, I put Dark Moon thing at like F. Yeah, we got
Yeah.
dead account coming
So
up.
dead account. One of the major issues I have with this show, I'm just skipping the plot for right now. They he has basically no connections at the end of episode 1. He knows nobody, everyone he knows is dead, all of his family members. He has no reason to be doing anything, really.
Yeah, actually,
The
yeah.
shows
Go
this
back
is
to that as
ripping
like the
off.
yeah the plot for the first episode to clarify. The plot for the
Yeah.
first episode is that his sister is dead. That was his last family. His sister is dead, and in episode 1 they are resolving that plot thread with her account being possessed. That's how he's introduced to this world. Is her
Mhm.
account her account was possessed by a ghost or a demon or whatever, and then they exorcise it, and then he doesn't have any other attachment to the world.
Yeah, and you compare this to the shows it's ripping off, like Bleach or Blue Exorcist, and they have so many connections to the world that they like want to fight for. Even Bleach, it spends the whole episode setting up his family and the ghosts he cares for and wants to fight to protect. So that when he actually does fight a monster at the end of it, it's like, oh yeah, he's doing it to protect the ghost he met earlier.
Yeah, there could be something said for noble heroism, but that's not who he is. Because we already established at the very start, he's kind of just a shitty person.
Yeah,
He
he's such an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his the way he was making money to pay for his sister's hospital bills was beating up random YouTubers. He was ambushing them, fucking them up for views, and making money off it.
Like this juxtaposition with, oh yeah, I'm gonna beat people up and steal their money basically and profit off violence. This is our hero.
Hmm.
It actually gets more Korean the more I think about it.
Yeah, it's a ripoff of other shows. He just beats people up for money.
Man, this show's horrible. I've really hated Dead Account.
Yeah, it's
Basically
not good at all.
every element of Dead Account is something I could find to hate on.
I
Absolute.
just I understand the gimmick. I think the gimmick would be a lot better if it was coming from a different character's perspective because, they have this thing where when people are obsessed with something, it gives it power, and when that power isn't going to a person, a demon is formed, right?
Yeah, that's the
And so
idea.
that's how phones and like accounts of dead people like turn into demons and shit. If this was coming from like an exorcist that was like a veteran exorcist that was having to adapt to dead accounts, I would like it a lot more than just, yeah, these are dead accounts. You're doing it now. You're new. Welcome.
Yeah, I guess he's just an exorcist now.
You're just an exorcist now. And yeah, dead accounts. I said it has as much longevity as like NFTs. It's not cool.
Yeah, I don't think the whole just concept of the show is like, oh yeah, possessed accounts. I don't think that really has much weight to bring people in whatsoever, and it didn't get me.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing I disliked is because of that, because of like using that as your concept, it puts you in the modern setting, and it's not exclusive to manhwa, but this is something I see manhwa do a lot, is like trying to bring fantasy powers into a modern setting, and I just don't think it works at all. I just don't like it. I don't like trying to mix like the modern life with fantasy shit. It just doesn't work for me. So yeah, that's an F.
I think it can work. I think Bleach does it well, but then again, it kind of separates the powers from like the modern setting.
Yeah.
The powers are old, ancient things. They're not modern.
So yeah, our next one, does it count if you lose your innocence to an android?
Mm.
We're saying that Chain Soldier isn't really that ecchi. It's like a moderate ecchi. But this is basically hentai.
Yeah, it really just is.
She loses her innocence after she orders an android online and has extremely intimate play sessions with it. You have
Terrific show.
yeah, you have yeah, there's a little bit of censorship, but I think like it was censored like a little bit at the start, but then it wasn't. Then you just get nips.
It doesn't directly show like the lower half, but it does show everything else and imply a lot.
Yeah, and also they're forking each other, or
Yeah.
do we call it scissoring? Yeah, we call it scissoring for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get extremely intimate, and also each episode is very, very short. It's like 4 minutes long.
Yeah, it really is like less than a chapter being adapted at a time.
I mean, I don't know if there's even it's being adapted for anything. If anything, it's like a couple panel gag comic or something. Uh,
Probably. I think it is being adapted from something. I'll look it up.
yeah, either way, honestly, it wasn't too bad. I thought it was pretty
Hmm.
alright. I've seen a couple other shorts. Like often I avoid shorts because they just have low quality. But this one was totally fine. It was as good as any other show I'd watch. So yeah, I had a pretty good time with it, and we will end up finishing this one.
Hmm.
Give it like a 6, I believe.
Yeah, this one's pretty fun.
Yeah, probably give it a lower side. Easygoing territory defense by the optimistic lord. This is another one of the shows in the line of Real's hero building the kingdom. What was actually the most popular one? I forgot what the most popular one was. It's kind of a side genre to Isekai where like kicked out of the hero's party, but he's not trying to go for revenge or anything. He's actually just yeah, he's not trying to go for revenge. He just wants to live his life. And he just wants to build himself up a happy town around him. Yeah. That's really all it is. Yeah, and the plot for this one is
Yeah.
that or I'll go. Yeah, he's a reincarnator who gets a unique type of magic in a world where you can get magic for like basically anything, like specificity wise. You can get stuff that's like fire, water, and good for like combat, but also you can get a bunch of other garbage. And he got one of the skills that his dad does not like because he's an idiot and doesn't understand how being able to build giant buildings quickly can massively improve his territory's economy. So he just banishes him.
The only issue, uh, I understand why his father would value the main four elements extremely highly, and all nobles do, is because we see the butler use them, and it's extremely strong. Like he erected a wall around a city instantly, and I guess that's a little bit more versatile than the building one, at least in the short term.
I mean, yeah, but suppose I really do say his father's an idiot because if you don't understand how your son could just help you actually build economy better, like building aqueducts. Imagine just like building aqueducts in a day.
Hmm.
Like you
Yeah,
just you the sky is the limit for the application of his ability, and the fact that he can't see it really does put his father out as kind of a moron.
yeah, he really is dumb because his son's super smart, and you can just have him be like the city developer. You send him places, and suddenly it's booming economy.
Yeah. And this is a show I normally like. Maybe I will go back and watch a couple episodes, but honestly, I wasn't really feeling it was worth our like watch sessions to spend time on this one. It's ultimately fairly dull. It's not really well animated at all. The characters are not anything to say, oh yeah, that's something I like about it. Like, that's why I put it down. It's like, there's no one thing of this show I'm like, oh yeah, it's doing that aspect really well. This is a reason I would want to watch Easygoing Territory Defense by the Optimistic Lord. This is something I would recommend the show for. It is just another one in the line of I'm going to build myself a city, I'm going to build myself a civilization, I'm going to live the slow life, and yeah, easygoing territory.
Yes, but did you see that there's a 10% tag on any list for slavery?
That's where we'll leave that one. Honestly, I'd just give it a C. It's like it really is okay, but yeah, not much more than that. I ended up dropping it, and like I said, may go back and watch a little bit, but I'm not at all expecting to finish it.
Yeah, it's definitely a trashy watch that you just do solo, not like with a group
Yeah.
or watch parties.
Alright. This is one of our top new shows this season. Fate Strange Fake. This is another one from the Fate universe, not actually written by the original guy. I was looking into the casting or the production a little bit, and apparently it was written, or actually I forgot who it was. I have to go check the annual list. It was written by somebody else. It was not written by the original Fate writer who came up with like the Fate Stay Night novels. Let's look up real quick. Original story Ryugo Narita. Yeah, Yeah, he's written this one. He did some other stuff, like he did Dead Mount Death Play, which I did not like that one at all. He did oh yeah, I think it was the two-part film series. It was Kurameru, whatever this thing is, Kurameru Kagari and Kurayukaba. I never watched these, but yeah, this is like a two-part film thing where like one was set in the future and one was set in the past, I believe, something like that. I don't remember exactly how they tied together, but they were very much meant to be a pair of films together. Excuse me. Yeah, he wrote that, and let's see, what was the other stuff he'd done? Oh yeah, and he created Durara. That was his main story. He created Durara. He created Dead Mount Deathplay. He made those two films, and then he made Fate's Strange Fake. That is his next project.
Well, I never watched Durara, but I heard good things about it.
Yeah, why don't you take this one?
I love Fate. Fate's so fun, man. Um, so yeah, we're back with another Holy Grail war. It's brewing in a strange place, and it was not sanctioned by the Japanese. Is it the Watchtower Association or
I don't
something like
remember
that?
exactly what, but it's like the Mages Association. It's headed in
Yeah,
London, actually. I believe. I believe it's actually headed in
it
London,
is.
but it often takes place like they ordain where the Grail Wars should take place. They're supposed to be the ones deciding
Exactly.
that. But America got ahead of itself and decided they weren't going to let that happen any longer.
Yeah, so America wants to start a Holy Grail war, but they're doing it in a rough way. There's no saber this time. And so you have all these mages, all very interesting mages showing up, and many of which aren't even human. Like it's a really crazy war so far. Um
Oh yeah, let me. I
sure.
forgot. I forgot. I didn't share my screen with you. That's I had never shared my screen with you.
No, I've just been like swapping back and forth.
Yeah, I could just
It's
do
a little
that, and then
between.
you can look at that instead because you'll always see what I'm looking at.
Thank you.
Yeah, I forgot to. Usually, I just share my screen so people can stay on the same page. I forgot to do that this time.
Yeah. You have fuck. They start the we
I was gonna say, which
you got
character
an
you want to start
hour
with?
opening.
Yeah,
You know which character I like the most.
not Saber.
Yeah, not Saber. No, I'm talking about a vampire. Vampire dude is insane. Loving that guy.
Okay, yeah, the vampire dude. We actually see him in episode 2, which is like the we're not counting the movie. The movie is
Yeah,
what the one you're
we
calling the
shouldn't
one
count the
episode.
movie.
Yeah, you were calling the movie the 1 hour episode. It kind of is. It kind of is the 1 hour setup episode
Mm-hmm.
because it leads directly into the beginning of the series. But yeah, I guess what we're still gonna call it like the movie, and then episode 1, 2 is what we have watched.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in episode 2, and that is what we have the vampire dude like more so show up. He's present in the start of the movie because he summons assassin, I believe it was. Yeah, he summons assassin. Yeah, vampire dude. He ends up getting in a fight in episode 2. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's pretty neat.
Fate always has a really fun way of setting up characters and conflicts between those characters. And so even just having like the mage not being able to control his summon, like that's happened once or twice now, and I always like that dynamic. I like seeing it.
Yeah, and it seems like he's going to want to try to get her under his control as well. So yeah, we'll see how that one turns out for him. Yeah, and then we
Hmm.
have the main character I believe we're going to be following is the Not Saber, who actually summoned Saber. They initially thought it was going to be a fake Grail War, but then they accidentally kind of turned it into real Grail War somehow. They don't. The humans don't actually know what they're doing when it comes to Grail Wars. They just it's not a science; it's a mystic art.
Yeah, they keep having the Girl Wars in order to decipher them, in order to produce them.
Yeah, the Not Saber is the person who summons the real Saber, who is this time Richard Lionheart, and I enjoy him quite a bit as a character. His presentation, introduction, whatever, it was quite good. It's like that's the way it is for all the characters. Pretty much anytime you see somebody new on screen, they're just instantly charismatic.
Hmm.
Just like the level of flair and charisma give to all of their characters is so exceptional. It's what keeps the series really going for me. I did not watch Apocrypha, but I watched Fate Zero and Fate Blade Unlimited
Um,
Blade Works.
yeah, Unlimited Blade Works.
I've not done the Heaven's Feel movies. That's something I still need to do. I never got into FGO. I don't plan to get into FGO, but I do plan to watch Heaven's Feel at some point.
Same. Apocrypha was good, but it's a weird one.
Mhm. How about Carnival Phantasm? Did you like Carnival Phantasm?
You know, I did not watch that one. It turns out the one I watched was a Fate Extra, and it was dog.
Yeah, we highly recommend Fate Strange Fate. This is, and this might end up being one of the best Fate series. Yeah, I was extremely impressed by it. A really strong start. It does give them an advantage because they had like the hour movie. It does give them like a huge head start
Hmm.
on the rest. But I still we had to watch her, else I wasn't gonna have context on what was going on.
Yeah,
A lot of characters get introduced to the first one in the movie. You would not have any idea what's going on if you don't watch it. So yeah, you do have to
the
watch Whisper of the
movie.
Dawn.
Yeah, the movie came out 3 years ago, and then they kept delaying the show in order to get the production budget up a bit more, and it paid off. It looks amazing. We took a
Yeah,
lot of time
the first
on it.
episode actually came out like late 2024, I think. The first episode has been
Mhm,
out for a couple years, and then they re-aired it, and then the second episode came out just now, which is pretty hilarious
mhm.
to think about. All right, then the next one, Frieren Beyond Journey's End season 2. And if you haven't watched season 1, you should just go do that. I don't think I should have to explain to you, unless you are brand new to anime, what the plot of Frieren is. It's one of the best fantasy anime ever created. It is absolutely one of my top series ever made. Just
It
the
deserves that spot.
yeah. Excuse me, I need some water. But yeah, the level of immersion Frieren presents is so fantastical. Its world is so well realized. It does feel like you're living in their world when you're watching the show. Like some of the best immersion in any anime series I've ever watched. It's so easy to just fall into a trance watching it.
It is. Even the new arcs we saw, like we just watched episode 2 today of season
Yeah,
2.
just like an hour ago, actually.
Yeah, and like there's just so much detail in every interaction characters have with each other.
Yeah, the characters say the exact right amount of stuff. They have such strong characterization. The character of or the hero of the South was introduced in the second episode of this season. He might not ever show up again, but we know everything we need to know about him. We learn
Mhm.
that his ability, the reason he's so strong, is he has the ability to see the future. And he tells this to Frieren because he knows that she's not going to ever tell anybody else. She he tells her that he knows he's going to die and he knew that she wouldn't come with him because she's not meant to. He sees what is going to happen in the future and he sees his own death at the hands of some powerful demon lords, like some of the sages, I guess they were called. Yeah, the seven sages. He
Yeah.
sees his death at the hands of them, and he knows that he can't do anything else. That is what he's meant to do. His fate is to die at their hands because he knows Himmel the hero is coming in the future, and he's going to slay the demon lord if he kills the seven, if he kills who he needs to of the seven sages.
Mhm.
With his death, it clears the way for Himmel to save the day in the future, and he knows that that has to happen. He's not angry, he's not sad, he just does his duty. And I think it's
Mhm.
such a strong ass or like such a strong presentation of stoicism that I you can't help but love it.
I mean, we could not take our eyes off the screen.
Yeah. This is like such a fantastic series as it is filled with moments like that. Like these character stories that it presents in such a romantic manner. Like if you hate Frieren, I think you should probably just kill yourself. You're not gonna get you don't really deserve to enjoy other stuff. If you're a ball and gun kind of gamer, I think you would probably you would probably enjoy Frieren. I think you'd hate to admit it, but you'd enjoy Frieren if you actually watch the screen as you're watching it instead of having it on a second monitor and listening to the dub. If you can't find enjoyment in Frieren, I really can't respect you as a person. That's as far as it goes. I really just can't give respect to somebody who can't enjoy Frieren. It's that good. Yeah, that's an obvious A plus. It's like it is a 10 out of 10 for me.
Easiest one,
No
yeah.
questions asked. That is a 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah, yeah. Hana-Kimi. This is one I was like immediately. I was like, ah. I didn't remember anything from it, so you're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to go over it.
Well, you have our protagonist. I didn't write her name down, so I already forgot it. But she is a half Japanese girl who moved to America, who was living in America.
Wait, they're in
She
America?
No, she was. She
Oh,
moved
she
back to
okay. Yeah.
Japan in order
It's like
to get with her favorite track and field star, who is the black-haired guy behind her.
yeah.
He goes to an all-boys school, so she has to pretend to be a man, and already you imagine it's going to be like a reverse harem setup, but it's not. It's just those two, and all the other characters are male because it's an all-boys school. It is not reverse harem.
I think we already had aspects of like we had the one guy questioning if he was gay for liking her because he was like he's kind of feeling feelings for her, but also he's probably just gay.
I think it could end up being a love triangle between those three, but at the same
Or
time,
you mean the main blonde guy, right?
yeah,
He is presented more forward, so that's possible. Yeah,
definitely nothing to do with the teacher who's gay. That was
yeah.
weird.
Oh yeah, teacher's definitely gay, or like the nurse. Yeah, the nurse is definitely
Yeah, the
gay.
nurse. Look, somehow it's always webtoons. The male teacher like knows she's a girl, obviously, and he like presses her. Um, he pressures her to leave the school, and his plan was if she tried to like seduce him, she was gonna kick him out, or he was gonna kick her out. But he's gay, so it wouldn't have worked.
uh,
He's the gay guy working at all boys school. I hate it.
yeah,
It is terrible.
it's very questionable. Very questionable.
Oh, and he acted very rapey. If we didn't already mention that.
Yeah, I think we kind of. I mean, I think we kind of alluded to it with him being gay, but this is very much a shojo story. This is made for women. This is not made for us at all. We did not get
Mhm.
into it. I don't remember if you liked it a little bit better than I did. I think you probably did. I was like super out of it.
Well, you have it rated as a 3, and I have it rated as a 7.
Yeah, so I think that's how we felt about that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I gave it a, and that would still be a D for me as a 3. Yeah,
it would. Yeah.
yeah. If you if you're actually a woman looking for a romance series, maybe check it out. I cannot give you a good read on it, whether it's something you'd enjoy. It is
I
not
think it
for
would be
me.
better. I think it would be better if Vic Mignogna reprised his role as a questioning gay man.
Very good. Hell mode. The hardcore gamer
Mhm.
dominates in another world with garbage balancing. It's funny we say he dominates because I mean it seems like the series is going to be focused on his best friend being the Sword Lord and becoming utterly broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the plot is he accidentally gets reincarnated after agreeing to play a shitty RPG on Hell mode per the game's rules. He picked a class and went with Summoner, giving him like a bunch of little cards he can pick up and decide to use to give him the little summons. Each of them can give him a stat buff, so as the more of them he has, I believe means he has higher stats, and these stats do directly correlate with like their combat effectiveness and whatnot.
Yeah, so despite playing on hell mode as like a 5-year-old, he had the stats of an adult.
Yeah. Because of the summons. Like his stats are actually bottomed out. His stats are utter garbage if he doesn't have
Because of
summons.
the-
But because of the summons, it helps him like just bypass the system entirely. Like I don't know if we are gonna see because we didn't get far enough in. I don't know if we would see him in the future have issues, like actual issues because of him being on hell mode, like him actually falling behind, stuff like that. But it didn't seem like we would.
I think we probably would just because the author isn't terrible.
That's true.
He's
It's
just
like,
not
yeah, I
good.
don't think the writing was bad at all. It's just like one big thing is like the animation was kind of bad. The animation was not very
Hmm.
good at all. That was one of the big reasons I wanted to drop it. Yeah, there are moments of good in the slop. Like I wouldn't really call this like the genre has a tendency to slop, but this show itself is not really slop. I don't think I would describe it
Hmm.
as that. Yeah, the parents of the main character and the childhood best friend have more going on than he does. Too bad they aren't the main character. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't notice, but the axe guy is apparently going to become like part of his party with like joining the sword girl and going out and adventuring. So honestly, like this show could be perfectly fun. It is really the animation that was bringing it down a lot for me. It's like the
Hmm.
story is kind of middling, but really the style, like the sense of adventure, it could be fun. I could find enjoyment in it, but overall, it wasn't quite good enough. I don't remember if I gave it like a 4.5 or something. I think I probably put it like a low C. I think I'm gonna get a 4 out of 10, something like that. We'll put it there. Yeah, not really terrible, but just not really too interesting. Definitely could have been done better. High School Kimengumi.
Mm.
This is one of the only shows I put on the list. Honestly, probably shouldn't have even put it on the list because we didn't watch it.
Yeah,
Because
we did not watch this one.
Amazon specifically didn't allow screen sharing. I think it also didn't have subtitles.
Yes, it did not have
Oh,
subtitles because we
yeah.
tried watching it right when it was uploaded, and they don't have subtitles immediately.
Yeah, we tried watching it. It just didn't have subtitles. It was no subtitles, and you couldn't screen share. I was just like, "Fuck this. We're not gonna even
Hmm.
bother." I didn't like the way it looked, anyways. Two, spit on your grave. Uh, High School Kimengumi, eat shit. In the clear moonlit dusk. Uh, did you pay more attention to this one? I mean, I think I got a pretty good read on it, but you wrote the description for this one.
um,
Yeah, or the
I mean,
plot.
I just said what I said when we watched the episode. They met 3 times on the same day in chance encounters, and that means they have to get married.
Yeah, I suppose that's what it is. And my rant was on the right, which was stop catering to women. They don't have good ideas for stories. These characters are so generic. I'd assume they were double isekai, since apparently that only happens to the least interesting people in existence. Mushoku Tensei did nothing wrong. Yeah, I really didn't like these characters, man. There was just like the it has like the new gen anime like art style, which
Yeah.
I don't hate it, but it is kind of getting to a repetitive state, but at least it looks cleaner than other styles. Oh, I did have Hell's Paradise on here. It's like looking at the tier list. I did have Hell's Paradise. I'm not gonna rank that because we didn't watch it.
True.
But yeah, it was just like honestly, I'd probably rather check out Hana-Kimi. Maybe I'd even put it down as F. I don't remember where I put it exactly, but I really didn't like In the Clear Moonlit Dusk. I really didn't like this one.
I don't think it's worthy of F. You just have two very uninteresting characters. Like her whole personality can be summed up as tomboy Taiwan, you know? And he's just the playboy who gets a lot of piercings, who hits on her because they met 3 times on the same day.
Yeah, I mean, if you keep running into somebody, you might as well get together, I guess.
Oh, that person was mildly interesting. I wonder if I'll ever see them again. And then he sees them 2 more times and has to get married to him.
Oh, do you remember the time they met where they really shouldn't have been able to see each other when she was in the classroom?
Yeah. Yeah. He was standing like in the courtyard and she's shorter than the window seal or was bending down so she couldn't see him.
She couldn't see over the window sill, but they saw each other somehow. I don't know how.
Yeah.
It's like implied that they could, but the actual physics, like the angle, didn't make sense because she was like 2 stories up at least.
He could see like the top of her head maybe. And then she like looks over
But
the
the thing,
windowsill and immediately
he
sees him.
he was standing too close to the building. There's no way he would have the angle because he wasn't
Yeah,
like
yeah, I
standing out
mean,
there. He was like standing like like within 20 feet of the school itself. Like he did not have an angle to see her. It didn't make any sense.
no, you're totally right.
Yeah, but no, I hated this one. You were less harsh towards it. I really didn't like it. As much as I said, like Hana-Kimi, there's a little bit there. Maybe you could work on that. It's like, hey, yeah, there's something there. But this one, I did not feel that at all. I really didn't like it. Yeah, the more I thought about it, the more I disliked it. So let's go on to our next one, which is so much better. It is
Mm-hmm.
actually probably one of my new, like, one of my, or it's probably gonna be my favorite show this season. It's a new show. It's not gonna exceed Frieren, but Journal with Witch has some of the best characterization I've seen in a show in years. Like, the depth of character is extremely high, especially it's only 2 episodes. I was a little bit doubtful in like the preseason, like I don't know. It's like it's gonna be like an entirely dialogue focused show. If it isn't good, I'm not gonna want to watch it. But it was extremely good. Yeah. We start off with the characters already living together, like for episode 1. We start off with the characters already living together, but we don't really know how they got there. They're just like going about their little daily life. And then we slowly peel back the pieces and see the story up to the point that had led them to start living together. The older one, the adult, Makio, is her aunt, and Asa is her niece. Makio didn't really know her at all. I think it might have even been their actual first introduction since she was a baby, where Makio had met
Mm-hmm.
Asa. She'd never actually spoken to her before. She had to introduce herself. She only learned about this because her sister died. So her sister and her brother-in-law died in a car accident, leaving Asa orphaned. Well, her mom initially forced Asa upon her because she just didn't want to deal with it. She's like, I don't know, she lived nearby or something. Just like saying, "Dude, take it one for the team." Really, is what her mom was telling her. So yeah, even though Asa was initially forced upon her, as she spent more time with her, like in the first scene, I believe directly after they meet, she notices she takes her to a cafe to eat something, like at the hospital or whatever. She takes her to a cafe to eat something. She notices that she's already fallen asleep. This girl's like dead tired. She's already like she can kind of start to feel just right away the pain that she's going through. She had not slept. It seems like most likely Asa had not slept since her parents died. Maybe the day before or whatnot. Yeah, we don't have a clear timeline on it, but yeah, it seems like she was extremely stressed out just from other details rather than her own presentation because Asa herself was rather blank and emotionless, a little bit lost looking. And this is kind of where we get more details of Makio herself. She tries to present herself as standoffish. She doesn't really want to get close to people. She has like a few close friends, and that's about it. But you can tell right away with how she reads Asa in the moment that she can feel the pain that her true emotions, Asa's like true emotions underneath her face. And you kind of see how much Makio actually cares for other people. This is something that becomes very apparent in the rest of the episode. This really comes to head towards the end when we see the scene of the funeral where people are discussing what to do with Asa. They're disparaging the brother-in-law for having none of his family show up for the funeral. How little they care, and they just nobody was thinking about Asa herself or what was best for her or trying to care for Asa. And this really disgusted Makio. She just couldn't stand to see people acting like this. And in her own twisted way, she starts talking to Asa, tells her, I'm kind of a terrible person. I don't know what I can do for you. I live in a kind of a dump. I not good with people. Blah blah blah. All these like negative traits about her, but I will try to care for you. She. It feels like Makio is trying to fight herself still. She doesn't want to take care of Asa, but she knows she has to because nobody else will be able to do it. She doesn't know if she's going to be able to do it herself either. She doesn't really know if she's capable of doing it, but she knows that she can't let Asa down. As much as she actually hated and still hates her sister up to this point, Makio feels like she has to do something for Asa because it isn't right. She has a sense of justice within herself where she couldn't allow herself to let Asa just live with random other relatives or go to a foster home. She feels compelled to take care of her because maybe she sees a little bit of something in herself, where her distant look, where Asa herself is so completely lost in her emotions, not able to process her grief until it just starts pouring out of her, and she just starts bawling really in front of her until it just all starts come crashing down. Yeah, this is just such an emotional story and so well characterized. Absolutely incredible stuff. The writing on it is top notch, some of the best you'll ever see. I recommend this to anybody. It can be a bit of a heavy subject matter, but I think it is such an exceptional story that it should be experienced. Yeah, that gets an easy A+ for me. Actually, where the heck is that? There we go.
I do not want to interrupt that rant because you should be clipping that shit. That was good.
I mean, it's not like tight or anything, but yeah, I probably will.
It's a very good show. Definitely watch it.
Yeah, I stumbled over myself a little bit there, but I feel so insanely positive about the show. Absolutely, like I said, mentioned at the start, like one of my favorite shows I've watched in a while. Like that easily deserves. I give it a 9.5, which is basically my upper limit. I give shows like a 10 or a 9.5, only to differentiate between the tens. Like there is very very little difference for me for a 9.5 out of 10. That's like absolutely top tier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever, and not ever, but I very rarely. I felt that way pretty much about Frieren almost immediately, but very rarely do I feel so positive about a show just off the jump. Like such a strong introduction, and the way it kind of cut back and forth between showing the current day of them living together and trying to get adjusted, and showing the events that led up to it, paints such a strong picture of what Makio herself and Asa are feeling at the time. Like the presentation of emotion is just off the charts. Yeah, did you have anything else you want to add, or do you think that mostly covers it?
You covered everything. There's a few details here and there I might have added, but no, you got it all.
Yeah, like such a good show. Watch it. This one you shouldn't watch. Well, I didn't put a genre there.
Genre.
It doesn't matter. Jack of all trades, party none. Guy gets kicked out of Hero's party is actually the strongest, most useful. After he's kicked out, the heroes they regret it, and he gets all the bitches.
Kicked out of Heroes Party Slop.
The show is horrible, dude. This is one of the least interesting shows I've seen. It's funny to juxtapose those. Journal Witch, one of the best new shows, like just starts the series ever seen. And Jack of all trades dropped it after. I was ready to drop it in minutes. Really, it's one of the shows I was
Mhm.
ready to drop in minutes. I decided to finish out the first episode, but wow, this sucks. It is just the most generic of the generic garbage.
If I remember correctly, they kicked him out because he was like he can be any class, so he spec'd into
Like
like
Sword Mage or
support.
something. Yeah,
Like no, he spec'd into buff.
yeah, like
And they were like, we actually want a better buffer, so like we're gonna fire you instead of having you reclass again.
yeah. It's like we can only have one swordsman in the party. Why? I don't know.
Kick out my childhood best friend because fuck him.
Fuck him. Fuck that show. Kai-chan isn't scary. This is one we decided to drop, but it is not anywhere near as bad. Oh dear
Mhm.
lord, is not. I wouldn't call this a bad show. This is a show that I just kind of felt on. I just wasn't really invested in it so much. Yeah. You can go through this one. I talked a lot on Journals Witch.
All right, I'll try. Kai-chan is the world's most powerful exorcist, but she's also a kindergartner, so that severely limits what she can actually do, where she can go, and her options for problem solving. So she can see demons and ghouls and ghosts and all that. And what's her main solution for them? She just slaps them away, like Team Rocket blasting off again. They're gone the second she slaps them. So, what could possibly be the main source of conflict for Kaya, the world's most powerful exorcist? Her mother seems to be possessed, or she is a ghost, or whenever we see her, she is just the scariest thing ever. Kaya can't raise the fist to her, and no one seems to be able to help her.
Yeah, like yeah, her mom is like, it seems like it's a possession. Like maybe her mother always was like this spirit creature, or maybe she was always possessed. Either way, like her dad doesn't know anything. He just knows she thinks she's sick or something.
Hmm. We saw the ghost imitating her mother, but the mother wasn't crazy looking, so I'm assuming she was normal at some point.
Yeah, because Kai-chan would remember what she looked like.
Hmm.
So yeah, most likely it seems like she got possessed at some point recently, and Kai-chan's gonna try to get stronger so she can defeat the spirit at some point.
Both emotionally stronger and just better at using her powers.
Yeah, right away we felt before even watching it, we felt a lot of similarities to another child exorcist show, Dark Gathering, which has a near identical setup. The lead in that one, Yayoi, is a young girl who can see ghosts and uses her power to slay them. Although she doesn't like slap them, she actually uses weapons and stuff and other
Hmm.
tactics. She's weirdly knowledgeable about how to slay ghosts for age, but we get that aside. I felt the side characters were more interesting in Dark Gathering as well. Like we have Keitaro, who's supposed to be her tutor instead of wait, who did I put? Oh, I put Samu as the teacher. I accidentally put Samu twice. No, Chi is the teacher. I wrote that down wrong. But her little teacher Chi there is trying to help her. I guess explain away why Chan was like going to the sealed off toilets to slay the toilet ghost or whatever and stuff like that. She's trying to cover her like why they're throwing away cursed books and stuff like that. There's a lot of cursed spirits around for some reason. They probably are going after Kaya because she's there.
Hey, preschools in Japan. What can you do?
What can you do? Yeah, I found the a couple side characters supporting Yayoi and Dark Gathering to be much more interesting than the side characters in Kai-chan. Like the other guy's just like a fat bastard, and he likes ghosts, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really like him because I don't like his design. I don't like fat people. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was
I mean,
I thought the show was mildly entertaining, but when I've already seen Dark Gathering not too long ago, it was a couple of years, but yeah, not too long ago, which was a similar premise that I just felt was done better, and I don't really see too much distinction between the two, so I just didn't feel very compelled to keep watching it.
hmm, I agree.
Yeah. All right, Kunon. This is one
Yeah.
this is still one that you again paid more attention to than I did.
Well, I think there's a lot here. Okay, he's got a lot going on. So you have this hero who defeated the Demon King many years ago. But before he defeated the Demon King cursed him and all his not descendants, but reincarnations. They will all have a birth defect. Some are missing legs, some are missing arms. Our main character is missing his sight. So he has eyes, but he can't see, but he really wants to. And so growing up, he's just a very depressed little boy until he discovers magic and he discovers that he might be able to, or he gains the hope that he can use magic to create eyes to gain the power of sight. And so that's what we explore. We explore this boy learning the world, learning magic, and actually experiencing things for the first time. It's not the most interesting show or well done, but it is fun and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I didn't really ever get into it. It's just it didn't really have anything that piqued my interest so much. It's another series. It's pretty decent, but yeah, it really doesn't register too much for me. I think I just didn't really care for Kunon himself. It's like okay, so he's gonna learn how to do magic, and he's gonna do this thing, and he's gonna do that. Yeah, it just kind of existed to me. Kunon the Sorcerer just kind of exists.
The my main issue with it is they fucked up his personality for a joke. They were like, "What if we made him like this super? What if we taught him how to be a playboy, and then he's just a playboy from that point onward, and how he talks?"
I didn't remember that being a thing. But yeah, no, I just like when I was watching, I just kind of just falling asleep.
Hmm.
Not literally, but mentally.
Fair enough. We gave this one an A plus tier, clearly.
Oh yeah, it's funny. I had a couple like I had because I think I'd used Jujutsu Kaisen or something for a thumbnail, so I had it in my folder when I was adding all the
Mm.
images in. Yeah, Kai-chan, that was like a C. Give that C. Kunon, that's another like low C or something. Maybe I don't remember if I gave it D, but I think it's low C is fair. It really isn't bad. It's just I didn't find any interest in it.
I mean, I think it's much better than these shows.
Yeah, that's true. Hello, Pop. Yeah, we're kind of getting our way through here. Uh, Probably the best descriptive show I had was for Journal with Witch was just absolutely one of my new favorite shows. Uh, Michael wants me to make a clip of it for later.
It was a good rant.
Yeah, I guess I can. I felt I stumbled over my words a little bit, but oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, our next one here, Love Through a Prism. Were you a little bit more into this one than I was? Or I think we felt about the same, actually. We both felt mildly positive
Yeah.
towards it. We like our setting here because we got our Japanese girl going to London to learn how to do art stuff. Yeah, but one of my main things I had was I just didn't feel like there was that much romance to it. That was like one of my big things for the show. It felt more like a female-oriented show. Yeah, I didn't not like the male lead. I didn't have reasons to dislike him, but I didn't feel like his actions were romantic or enticing. He was nice, but I wouldn't assume that somebody was into me for like what he was doing. He was just like mildly nice towards her. That's what about felt like.
Have we confirmed the gender of the author? Because that sounds like a female author in a
I
nutshell.
guess I could check it really quick. Love through a prism. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, it's a girl. Yeah.
Yeah, go figure.
Her
I
previous story was Boys Over Flowers. Hana Yori Dango. Yeah, what were you gonna say about it?
I was gonna say we felt about the same. I liked the character, Lily Ichijoin, but she is like
Yeah.
the only interesting character.
I mean, the thing is, I think we could get more from the characters, but at the start, we really didn't get that much because we were mostly focused on her coming to the
Hmm.
art academy, the art school, and her going to London. It very much takes its time, and that's one thing I said is like, I think the creators decided to pace themselves with the plot because it's a Netflix show and all of it is out right now. So they know
Really?
that, yeah, yeah, all of it's out. So we could finish it tomorrow if we wanted, if we could actually watch all the episodes.
No.
But I think they wanted to pace themselves. They wanted to take it a little bit slower. I think I mean, it's like 20 episodes long. It feels like they probably had like a 12 episode series that they kind of extended out by a little bit because it felt like it was rather slow. I don't think it's necessarily bad for that because I like the London they've created. I think we can do
Hmm.
stuff that's fun with the characters, and we're gonna get plenty of focus on art itself. We got a decent bit of that in the first. Or I mean, maybe I would have wanted a little bit more focus on art. Maybe that's why I feel the pace is a bit slow, is because I didn't feel like the way they used the art was that impactful. We just like had an instance for being like bullied, so Kit could be nice to her, and it's just like that's kind of boring. I don't think that's really a fun plot beat. I would just like to see her actually start to learn more about art and show off her skills and stuff like that.
Would it be satisfying if she took what she learned in episode 2 and applied it in episode 3? Because I don't even think like that would be a good development. I feel like using that in like episode 5 or 6, she basically learns that like he gave her the blue that he needed for the drawing that they both needed, but she lost her blue. And so he makes the sky on the ground without using any blue. And so seeing her do that or seeing her realize she could do that would have been fun.
Yeah, I think that would have been better. Is like use that as an example to teach like art fundamentals, like trying to use like a single color painting and just using shading to differentiate. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. There's definitely more they could do. We'll definitely watch a little bit more because we've enjoyed it well enough. But we'll see a little bit more. See if it actually starts to develop characters a little bit more, or starts to get a little bit deeper into the art aspect of it. Yeah. All right, it's pretty all right so far. Teetering on being a recommendation. So yeah, I think I put in like the B tier. Yeah. All right, My Hero
Oh
Academia
no.
Vigilantes season 2. I really liked season 1. Season 1 was a lot of fun. We had like the powerless guy, we had the guy without powers teaching Koichi how to be a better hero. We had Pop Step and their cute relationship together, and then we had the Captain America, Captain Hero, Captain Celebrity
Yep.
guy as like another
Celebrity.
aspect of like the more negative side of hero culture. He's not really a bad guy. He's just like he's in it for himself. And we had all these like neighborhood characters. We had the reporter girl. We had a lot of fun characters. It's nice seeing like a nice down to earth my hero story for what the world's like more for the people living in it rather than just the super gods above everybody else.
Hmm.
So why don't you tell
So,
me about why season 2 is gonna suck? Because I already felt after
so
our first 2 episodes that we are going downhill fast.
I read the manga, and in the manga, it hits you like a truck when part two starts because basically the villain from part one is defeated by oh, fuck, whatever his name is, Brawler, Street
Yeah,
Brawler.
the brawler guy. He wraps up his arc.
Yes, and so he basically everyone goes their separate ways. Koichi and Pop Step move on to do their show together. Well, like he's the manager and she's doing her show circuit. And he goes to spend time with his family. And so we don't see him for a very long time starting now.
He just disappears.
He's
The
not even on the cover.
He's not even on the cover. He just doesn't matter anymore.
He does, and we will see him again. I promise you. It is not going to be satisfying when we do.
For me, a big part that made season 1 pretty cool was seeing him learn from the older characters about like hero work and stuff like that. Like Captain Celebrity, like as much like there's things to deride about him, but he still does hero work. He still does good
Hmm.
things for people, even though he's a little bit self-centered and whatnot. Whereas other guy, he cares about justice. He's like a better Stain because he isn't killing people.
Hmm. Oh, oh, I just remembered the villain. Yeah, we didn't talk about how bad the new villain is. And if you think he's only shown up once, he is the new major threat until the second major threat appears.
Yeah, okay, Knuckle Duster's what his hero name was. I was gonna say,
Yeah,
and
Knuckle
yeah,
Duster.
Knuckle Duster, like he's such a great inspiration. Like he's not really the Punisher type, but he beats people up because he punches them. It's all he can do.
Exactly.
Yeah, he gives Koichi two. He gives two different ideal or like two different sides of heroism to look at. And I thought that was like a really great dynamic. And the fact that we're losing him in season 2, it really feels like it stifles his growth as a person.
It won't in the long run, but it definitely doesn't help. And I don't think they interact ever again.
Yeah, let's tell me about the villain a bit because I felt it was really dumb. Like immediately, it's like, okay, he's this guy who can like move in like the Flash, like in bursts. He doesn't just like move fast, like he stops time or whatnot, basically. And he's like,
Yeah, he
oh,
moves very
you
quickly.
can't even hit me because you can't even hit me with that gun because I'll just like stop time. He gets shot
He
with a
moves
gun
very quickly in quick bursts, and he is very shit at using the power. Um,
because yeah,
you'll
he
find out why
in literally the
later.
first like his first scene, he gets shot.
Yeah, I just hate him so much. He's not a good inclusion in the show. If he had a better personality or if he had any other power, I would have liked him a lot more.
It's doing. They're also decided to do the stupid thing where his face is just blacked out for like no
Oh
reason.
yeah. That
I don't.
doesn't
I
help at
don't know
all.
why, but the villain, his face is just blacked out. He's like in pure sunlight. You could see him. You can see what he
Mhm.
looks like. It is like noon. There's the sun everywhere. He's wearing a baseball cap backwards. There's no shading on his face aside from the artificial blackness applied to it. It's like he's wearing blackface.
His face is a nipple in a censored show. Okay, let's word it like that.
Oh, is his face supposed to be like burned or something?
Um, I honestly couldn't. I don't remember, man.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. His yeah, like I said, his ability, but also he gets tackled, but he's able to get out of it. Like he gets shot, he gets tackled by the police, and he just uses his
Oh, you
power and
noticed how he's a weak little bitch that can't use his fucking powers? Yeah, fuck that guy.
but also like then he just gets out of it anyways, even though There's no way he should be able to get out of it. Like he stops time, but people are still moving a little bit. So that means he has to be able
Mhm.
to ungrip their arms and hands from him.
Yeah.
He still has to do that, but he doesn't have to do that because the show just gets him out of it. And then he steals the cops' guns, and then he shoots the gun, but it doesn't understand that the bullet is not even left the chamber, and
Yeah.
the chamber hasn't even rotated, nor has a new, or I don't remember if it's pistol like revolvers or like magazine fed pistol. Either way, the chamber has not rotated, and the or the magazine has not reloaded. It has not inserted a new bullet. Either way, he only gets one shot off. And if he was able to get multiple shots off, they would ram into each other inside the barrel. But
Yeah.
somehow he's able to just ignore that limitation of mechanics.
It's terrible. They draw recoil too, so he's whipping his arm up and down between shots.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
It is already fallen off to like a 6 for me. Like that's if I was just rating it fresh, it'd probably be like a 5.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna put it
that
like a
would be
C
my
plus.
hero.
I'm gonna put it
That
a
would
C
be my
plus for
hero's
now.
take on the
Even
Flash.
I am not hopeful towards the rest of the season at all.
Yeah.
As much as I
Well,
like season 1 a lot, I am not hopeful for season 2.
yeah, well, don't worry. He's not the main villain for Koichi. And that's all I will say.
Noble reincarnation, born blessed soul, obtain ultimate power. This is one we dropped like an episode and a half. He
Mhm.
is reincarnated as the 13th prince. His brothers hate him, but they're also not evil. They just don't like him because I mean he's
Yeah.
competing with them for some. Yeah, I guess they're just competing with him. His stats go up based on his subordinates, all of which just happen to be anime girls with huge tits. Oni X Shota.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a very normal isekai. Like I said earlier, I don't think his brothers are evil. The guy he fights in the episode 1 decapitates was evil, though. Like, he was just, like, starving
Yes.
peasants for no reason.
The Crown Prince fucks with him a little bit, but that's like just to knock him down a peg. He doesn't actually want to hurt his brother.
Yeah. I think he understands a little bit better than like he postures that he's gonna do something evil, but he doesn't really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do just throw out. They will just throw out random characters that are evil because I mean it's not really well written or anything. There's some aspects of it that is like, that's kind of just that's fine. It's not really poorly written. I mean, I wouldn't say huge, but he every single one of his maids has like at least a D cup. Is it bad or is it bad? I mean, yeah, like I said, we watched like an episode and a half. My eyes were fully glazed over by episode 2. They were like in this ballroom doing something. I don't even remember what was happening there at all. So honestly, I've really only watched one episode.
I
But
don't even remember that.
but honestly, because of how little I paid attention, it might be bad, but also it might just I don't know, maybe I just didn't like it. Maybe it isn't terrible. This is one that I would say is like maybe not terrible, but I didn't like it.
It is generic as shit.
Did I put it as a D? I might have put this one as a D. Let me double check my ratings.
I think it would be justified. It's definitely worse than Kumon and the other. It's actually definitely worse than all the C tiers.
Yeah, I put it in a D. Yeah, that's I can't remember. These like lower ones, I do not remember where I put them most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like I was not passionate about this one at all. Maybe it's like okay, but like I just fell off of it immediately. Oshi No Ko, this is one you are not watching. This is one only I watched.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a continuation of Ruby and Aqua's journey through the entertainment industry, as they try to increase their stardom and connections so they could one day discover who their father is and why he had their mother murdered. Although I think the reason for her being murdered is kind of obvious, because it's in his way. He doesn't want to have kids attached to him, because he probably had a different relationship with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like the most likely conclusion for me. You apparently looked up the ending. I didn't. I have no idea
Oh,
what's
I
gonna
only
happen.
looked up one aspect of it,
Okay.
nothing else.
And one big thing for me for the show is like it like kind of motivated the plot for Aqua and now Ruby. But the mystery aspect of like finding out who their father is does not really matter to the show at all. Like it doesn't really have any kind of impact on where the show is going. The show is going to do what it's going to do, where the characters are just continuing to live out their days in the entertainment industry. And if they didn't have, like, I guess they wouldn't have a reason to live this life, but if they like, they could also just like doing it, and that would be enough motivation for them to be where they are today, as much as being determined to find out who their father is. So, I mean, honestly, you could probably change the like whatever bad ending it had. You could probably change the ending. I think I remember somebody saying that there was something they already changed in the plot, which kind of
Mm.
matters. So, and we'll see where it goes from here. Like, because this is like universally, I have heard nothing but universal derision. I again, I don't know what the ending is. I've heard nothing but universal derision for the ending of Oshi No Ko.
Yeah, I only ever heard that one part, and it's because, what I told you, they tease it and then pussy out at the very last second.
Yeah, because he has like something of a love triangle already. He's chosen to Akane, I think it is. I think Akane is the blue-haired one over
Mm.
Arima. And that's the girl he's choosing to pursue for now. I guess it's romance
Kinda
interest.
cringe, Aqua, kinda cringe.
Only you're not being a playboy. But like one of the reasons he's not trying to pursue Kana is because she is living as an idol now. That is her current career. And
Mhm.
idols should not have boyfriends. They're not supposed to have boyfriends, and it kind of becomes complicated. Like they're not supposed to have one, so if anybody finds them, it's kind of bad. That's why he's keeping himself away from her, is because he actually does love her more than just as like a romance interest, but very much as like a friendship. He,
That's good.
yeah, he may he probably has romantic feelings for her as well, but he very much loves her as a friend as well, just like as somebody he very much cares for, is grown up with a lot. Yeah, he wants good things for her, and he doesn't want to get in the way of her career, even though she very much wants to be with him.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's gonna be something that's gonna be working over the course of this season. But yeah, I mean, for me, just the drama, and I call it a slice of life because the aspect of just like pouring into the entertainment industry and getting down to the nitty gritty of like the backroom workings of it and stuff like that, like the aspects of different roles, like what like Ruby and like I think it was episode 2 of this season was working with a assistant director and seeing all of his tasks and all the ways he had to go about fulfilling his duties for his job, is basically just a do it all kind of guy. If there's something the director didn't want to do, he has to take care of it, stuff like that. And just getting insight in all these different aspects of the entertainment industry, I find entertaining. So yeah, I mean, I love Oshi No Ko. It could drop the mystery aspect tomorrow, and I would still keep watching it. Again, this is just like this is one of my top shows. Like, there's a lot of very good shows. Even a couple of them are sequels and stuff. There's a lot of very good shows in this season. Reincarnated as a dragon hatchling. This is one that I am definitely more positive on than you are. You I have my criticisms of it, but you are a little bit more negative towards it.
I have a searing hatred for this show.
Well, that would qualify as negative, more negative, but trying to quantify it as a little is probably understanding it then.
I suppose it would.
So what do you feel about it?
Well,
I will be
everything
right
it
back.
does, Soma Spider does so much better. Just going over the basic plot because he's dipping. We have this little dragon dude who's a reincarnation. Okay, so he has the mind of a person. He starts as an egg, and the egg is sentient, and he's able to roll around as the egg, and he accidentally kills something or purposely kills something, but this gives him enough experience to evolve, and so he evolves into a baby dragon. Also, when you kill something as an egg, I guess that gives you an ability to get double experience because he just has that permanently now. I don't know why he had that after he stopped being an egg, but it was called like egg bonus or some bullshit like that. Pissed me right the fuck off. But he's essentially speed running everything Soma Spider So What did. It took 6 episodes in that show for her to make like the dramatic change to decide what she wants to evolve into, like the decision between small and little, you know. But this guy just does it immediately, and he's already befriending humans, and he's already trying to have his cake and eat it too. It pisses me off. I know your back's on us. I saw your mouse move.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I like the style of show where you have a person playing as a monster. I do think that it is going extremely quick. I agree with the criticism that it's like going so quick. It doesn't really take a chance to breathe. Like, you
Hmm.
can be wrong in both directions. Like, going faster is not always better. Yeah.
I mean, you talked about with Dark Gathering being 3 years ago. Soma Spider So What was 6 years ago, and I'm still upset about it.
It was 6 years ago.
Yeah, it was right during 2020, right beginning of 2020.
Hmm. Oh, it says 2021.
I
Yeah, it started
don't think I'm
2021.
wrong.
Yeah, it says.
Oh,
Yeah, it says. I was like, that's a little bit longer than I thought it was.
5 years ago then.
Yeah, no, so I'm a Spider. So what? Definitely. I gotta take a call. Okay. Yeah, you can hold it.
Yeah, Soma Spider So What does a lot of things right. Its animation falls off a cliff, so I definitely would recommend doing a different form of watching it, you know, like reading it or doing the manga. I still need to get into those versions of it. The anime does present it out of order, which adds to the story quite a bit, from what I understand. I enjoyed it a lot, at least. So if you do want to watch the anime, it has bad animation right at the very end, but I think it is worth it.
Yeah, the story is very fun. The animation collapses.
Hmm.
Also, the whole plot is very messed up. The overarching plot is messed up. I very much like the main character, yes, but the overarching plot is significant issues.
Oh, are you upset that they did it out of order in Soma Spider So What?
I think that kind of does hurt it a lot. Yeah.
I thought it helped a little bit.
I mean, it's just like you have multiple different adaptations that have different pacing each to all of them because the manga also is
Oh, okay.
the manga has a different order as well. The
Fair. You
manga
know what? That is
the manga ignores the humans. The humans do not exist in the manga.
fair. So what you're saying is it's basically a traveler's guide to the universe type situation where everything's different.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably still gonna keep checking out Reincarnated as a Dragon Hatchling, but you don't want to watch it anymore.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give this a C plus for me. Yeah, this one I'll probably keep up with. I'm not expecting to finish it this season, but I'll keep up with it at least a little bit more and see how I feel about it. Roll over and die. I will fight for an ordinary life with my love and cursed sword. This one was just, it felt like the writing was very weird for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like the introduction to the show was very strange. I'm gonna make you do this one.
So basically the goddess is real and selects heroes who are gonna fight the demon's army and shit. And so we have our orange-haired girl who is selected to be a part of the heroes party. She's the weakest member though. She has 0 in every stat and can barely go 10 feet without getting tired. She's incredibly weak, and her skill is basically unusable. She has no idea what it does, and everyone kind of just has to carry her the rest of the way. But you know, she does the classic thing where she basically cooks food for everyone and makes traveling exciting and not a pain in the ass. But the mage looks down on her, and so he tricks everyone into kicking her out of the party. You know, he says that she went back home, but really he sold her into slavery. That's the mark on her cheek. She's a slave now. And she gets sold to a particularly sadistic slave master who decides to have a bunch of ghouls eat all of his useless slaves. And the only weapon he gives them is a cursed sword that will kill you if you wield it. Luckily, her ability inverts all of her stat buffs and debuffs, and so this sword is exactly what she needs to be better. And so she's actually strong now.
Yeah,
and that's it.
I think its concept is totally fine. You can easily work with that as like a revenge slop kind of thing. I don't really like revenge slop, but I think you can still work with that, and you'd still be able to do enough to entice me. But the way it's presented is among the most boring I've seen for like revenge slop shows.
Yeah.
It doesn't take any kind of fanfare with its like the kick. It's so unceremonious of her getting kicked out of the party. It felt like I didn't even realize that she
It
was.
was.
I didn't even realize she was really in a party until I was like, oh, it's over.
Yeah, because he was hiding it from the rest of the group that he was trying to sell her to slavery. Because why would the fuck would you betray the goddess who's real?
She is
Like that
real.
still is mind-boggling. She's real. She selects people.
Where
Uh,
exactly did I put it? Actually, I think I might have. I think I gave it some more credit because of just conceptually. Yeah.
I think it's a fine show. If you want to watch it, you can watch it. I have issues with it.
Yeah, I put it in C tier actually. Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't remember where I put it. It's like it's when we get down to lower stuff again, it's like it's really hard to differentiate for a lot of these because I mix up other
Mhm.
stupid plot points from other shows I find to be stupid. I just find starting with the evil slaver rapist in a show to be very unrewarding. It's like we're just going to present you with the most evil target possible so you really, really identify with this character.
Wow, you almost sound like you were describing Clevitus.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Scum of the Brave. This one, plot wise, is not like the most interesting, but I still prefer the presentation of Scum of the Brave.
Mhm.
We have our group of three girls, or well, two to start off with, as one of them was kidnapped. They try to find help to rescue their, like, I guess, classmate, friend, close friend. Either way,
Hero's party member.
yeah, hero's party member. But yeah, they try to find somebody else to help them out, and they find this guy who's kind of a scummy hero because he's willing to kill people. He's not as heroic. He's not as heroic as other people are. Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's not like the other heroes.
I guess go back to Chain Soldier. Pop comment on. I gave Chain Soldier a B. Yeah, actually wait. I think I put it. I think I should have put it higher because I think I gave it a 7. No, I did only have Chain Soldier as 6.5. Yeah, I usually when I rate shows, yeah, when I rate shows, I usually consider all of it holistically. Like the reason I would start Frieren already off here too is like before I even watched our Oshi No Ko up here is because I'd watched the previous season I really enjoyed, and that's how I felt about the previous one. Yeah, I got it at B. I got it at 6.5. Yeah, I'm moderately positive towards it. Venture's life or Venture's daily life at age 29, I do have higher. Yeah, Chain Soldier. This is kind of if you lose your innocence in Android, and Love Through Prism are also shows I have above a 6. So that's my cutoff for B is 6 and above. Yeah, I don't think it's like the. I think one aspect of Chain Soldier that kind of holds it back is I don't think the action is very well done. I think the animation isn't worse or better than the start of season 1, but it's not really at a point where it's like, oh yeah, this is a strong aspect of the show to me. It's just like another aspect that exists. So then we get left with the aspect of the ecchi content being like that's really what you're there for. That's the strong content. And that's about half and half between like action bits and the ecchi stuff, right? Or character stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, we can like that and I appreciate that, but the action stuff kind of weighs it down a bit for me. If it had better action, it would be higher.
And I think it's gonna get better action just because the monsters are no longer like fully 3D.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. They could have some better ones because oftentimes they'll try to save up a little bit and try to put more effort into some specific scenes, and we'll see how that goes.
Mhm.
Yeah, they eventually do get him to for yeah, Scum of the Brave. They eventually do. They're able to convince him. Like the one girl who has teleportation magic, that's her little skill. She is able to go forward and kind of wipe out a bunch of guys, but then they start making their way after her because they want to get to the Demon Lord, like Drug Lord, Demon Lord, same thing. They make their way up to Demon Lord. She loses her first battle against him, And on the way there, we get to see an example of their powers and like their different attitudes. She's very heroic. She doesn't want to actually kill people. She wants to give them a second chance to live. Yada yada yada. He does not care about killing them because they will kill him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very realistic take on it and being, yeah, I'm going to kill these people because they would kill me. And he doesn't really feel sorry for them. Though, we said 2 episodes that could have been an email. They telegraph the twist from miles away. The characters have some very obvious paths for growth in the future, like bouncing off of each other. They like become a little bit more of each way about it, where she becomes a little bit more willing to kill. He's gonna be a little more willing to be softer and stuff like that. The fights were dull since 90% of it was slowed down, having him go through his thoughts in the battle, because his unique ability is quick perception, which is just, again, kind of like my hero thing, is time stopping ability.
Yeah.
And the Demon Lord is barely a threat. The only time the Demon Lord becomes a threat is when he gives himself an uncontrollable arm. Like, he takes a drug he shouldn't have and gives him a demon arm that doesn't really respond to his commands. And it's just a general threat because it's much more higher level. It's much faster and it can actually catch him in his like perception state.
You know, I'm realizing this is a lot like My Hero, but like you have to take drugs to have powers.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out the girl's power that saves him in the end is the fact that she can read minds. And she knows exactly when she needs to enter the battle to strike the final blow and conk him on the head. The guy on the head with the demon arm. Yeah, she just like waltzes in and slices the arm off at the perfect timing because she could read his mind, or read the orange guy's mind and understand when when he wanted her to go in.
Mm-hmm.
But it felt like the term Demon Lord was thrown out a little bit loosely when, if he didn't have the little drug thing to give himself the enhanced arm, he would have died immediately.
He'd just be a drug lord.
Yeah, he would immediately have been killed by the orange guy. The only reason he survived is because of the threat of him killing the other two, because the blonde-haired girl was still bound as a hostage. That was the only thing preventing him from actually killing the guy. He still could have beaten the arm dude even once he got the arm. It was just too dangerous because he still had to protect the other girls.
Mm-hmm. It really is weird that any of these drug lords are allowed to exist, considering they're in like high-end apartment buildings and can just be like killed very easily.
I mean, you could just shoot him with a gun. Guns
Yeah,
exist.
you literally can. Yeah.
Yeah, the setting of the world is not so engaging for me. So yeah, this is very much more of a middling tier show. Yeah, Scum of the Brave, middling.
Scum of the Brave.
Sentenced to be a Hero. This is one of the big hyped shows of the season. This is a revenge slop show. Our main hero is sentenced to be a hero like many other people. In this world, that means not just, it doesn't mean that they're isekai, but it means that they must continue to be a hero even after death. They are continually revived to fight demons over and over and over and over again, forever, to protect the populace.
Immortal Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
Unkillable Suicide
Immortal
Squad.
Suicide Squad's perfect. Yeah, then there is also the aspect of goddesses, which are just like little, I don't know if they're all lollies, but yeah, girls with strong magical powers that can massively enhance a person. And they're able to bind themselves to single people in like a contract, which they call knights. I'm pretty sure it's just knight. I don't remember what else they call it.
It is.
Yeah, they become their knights in more of a horse-like manner. It feels like like an actual chess piece knight. Yeah, she ends up binding with him. I think it was in the first episode. She ends up binding with him to save both of their lives and the lives of actual troops, non-cursed troops around them. Mm-hmm. And together they're able to take care of the Demon Lord. Yeah, I think there was a lot of things to like about this show. I really like the art style. It's made by the people who did the season 1 Mushoku Tensei, or at least a lot of people that worked on that. I think the animation was super well done. I do have some... I don't even have qualms with the plot. I think the plot's totally fine. It's just, I think I want a little bit more from it. It feels like it's a little bit straightforward right now. It doesn't... I feel like I want something a little bit more interesting. I still have it at an 8. I still have an 8 out of 10 right now. But it feels like the narrative is entirely going to revolve around church is bad, and it's just a huge cover up to, for some reason, I don't even know why they would want to cover up, but they apparently somebody wanted to have our character just convicted of a serious crime so he would be sentenced to be a hero because he was framed for
Yeah.
the crime of killing a goddess. And we figure this out in episode 1. It's like we kind of lost that mystery already. I would have rather had it kind of hanging over us for a while, whether it's like, okay, so he killed a goddess. What led him to that point? How did we get there? And it'd be something he wouldn't really want to talk about. But no, we're just kind of getting his immediate motivations, like he wants to get revenge on the church now because he was framed, and like obviously he
No,
would
that is
want
an
to do it.
issue. That is a major issue now that I think about it because no one else knows that story. He didn't tell anyone that that's what happened. He just
Well, no,
he thought
he
about it.
did say at his trial that he didn't. He told
No, 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 no.
yeah.
He didn't tell the new goddess he's talking to
Oh yeah, he didn't
that
tell her
that's
that.
what happened.
Yeah, okay, yeah. In the flashback, we get to see that during the trial, he told him that the goddess was being corrupted. They deny that this can happen. The church denies that a goddess could be corrupted, but he does have to kill his goddess because she was being corrupted because she pushed herself too far. She's like
Mhm.
succumbing to demon corruption, and they both know that's what has to happen, even though he didn't want to do it. It's like there's no moral culpability towards him. He did what he had to do. He could feel bad about it, but he didn't even do anything wrong. She told him to do it, and they both knew it had to happen. So yeah, it does feel like it's gonna be kind of a contrived church bad narrative for not really any reason. It's just like this is why we're setting up the story for. It's like this is like our. It doesn't feel. It feels like the conflict is a little bit too manufactured.
Is it any different than the Lord from that one show stealing humanitarian aid for no reason?
No,
Yeah. So
because
it's
it
all
feels like
just
in a more like rational world, this story would obviously never happen.
Mhm.
It feels like we're adding extra rationality to create a scenario so we can tell the story at all. That's what it feels like. So that's my qualms on the narrative front. That's, it doesn't feel like the setup really makes sense to me. Like I said,
It's
still
still fun though.
yeah, I still have it an 8. Still, and I've still enjoyed my like hour and 20 minutes I spent watching it. So yeah, it still gets an 8. Still pretty good because every other aspect of it's pretty. Excuse me, just like burping a lot. Every other aspect is pretty great. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't call it slop. It's we're using the term revenge slop to mean it's the genre. It's like it's a very common
Yeah.
genre trope where people I must have revenge. I must have revenge. But yeah, I
Like
actually like I
AOT
said,
was revenge
I
slop.
say slop, but it's the same way somebody would say friend slop for a game. It doesn't actually mean it's bad. It's just like what we're referring to genres as now. It's like it's revenge slop, it's friend slop, it's parry
Mhm.
slop, it's kicked from the hero's party slop.
Yeah.
It's just like a genre that feels overused. Yeah, it does imply bad. I don't think it's bad though. I gave it an 8 out of 10. This one I do have
Oh.
way more issues with. This is one we have way more issues with. SHIBOYUGI playing death games to put food on the table. Yeah, death game, obviously, because it's literally in the title. It focuses on
Mhm.
Yuki Sorimachi, who chooses to participate in Saw-esque escape room death games with the goal of winning 100 times. A set number of girls go in, and some might survive. You could probably call this cute girls dying together cutely as a genre.
Mhm. I mean, look,
Yeah, you can take this
what
one.
do you want from a escape room death game? Because when I think of escape room death games, I'm thinking there is a way for everyone to survive if they do it correctly. But because they don't know how to do it correctly, people are gonna die. That is what I'm thinking, and that's what I like the hope aspect of it. That anyone and everyone could escape alive, or they could all die. But in this show, they get to the very end with 4 out of 6 people still alive. But 3 had to die, as the door tells them when they reach it. And so she instantly kills one of them. It's shocking nihilism for the sake of shocking nihilism. If
It,
nothing could have been done better, and why did anything matter? Why
It
should I care about the games they
it,
play?
it really, really annoys me because you can see how clearly they set up for the idea of what would happen in each room. The organizers of the death game had an idea: is okay, so one girl will die here, and one girl will die here, and then one girl will die here. That's all they had
Hmm.
planned for. It's like, okay, a girl's gonna die in each of these, but you could have gotten around two of them very easily.
The
Uh,
first one was she stood in the wrong place at the wrong time and just
the
needed to like duck.
the first one when they had six people left is there was a pair of keys on a table underneath a pot or something, and then they
Yeah.
picked it up and they're like, oh, the keys are here. So you picked up the keys, and then an arrow went through her head. But also it
Yeah,
took.
like 15 seconds later. She stood there for like 15 seconds. All she had to do was step aside and she would have lived.
So yeah, one death is like, I mean, yeah, I can see how somebody died to that, but also they expected somebody to die to that, and if somebody doesn't, that means they have to kill each other later. And then they had
Mhm.
another room explicitly for the fact that, okay, you have to kill off like one person here. That's like the idea is like, okay, we're gonna make you kill off somebody in this room. You guys are gonna fight to the death. Yeah, Pop's gonna get going. Yeah, see ya, Pop. Yeah, have a good night. Yeah, this one was so annoying. I think I would have to give this an F because of just how contrived their setup was. I don't respect their story. I don't respect the story
It's
they're trying to
yeah,
tell.
it's really awful.
Yeah.
I said Saw-esque trap because I was thinking of Saw 2, but really like Saw traps are terrible. They're not a good comparison
Yeah.
generally.
Like the actual production quality of the show, it's sad because they have some really cool stylization for how they like do their art. Like the way they just do
Mhm.
silhouettes for some scenes.
I mean,
There's some
the
there
way the blue girl died was amazing.
Yeah, they don't have any blood because they get turned into like stuffed animals or whatever when they die, but they have some really good aspects to the show, but the whole plot destroys it. Like the plot absolutely destroys it.
Because they want to show that she's some hardcore girl that doesn't actually give a shit. She'll do what she has to do to survive, and that means killing people.
Yeah.
But they couldn't just have her kill people in a game. They had to be like, well, 3 out of 4 need to die. Sorry.
It doesn't self advantage her. It is strictly because she is forced to. She isn't doing it for
Hmm.
like an advantage. Like she was willing to help all these other people try to help them survive, and then she's like, "Oh well, I guess I will."
She was the perfect protagonist for my kind of like for this death game for
Hmm.
me
Yeah.
until that last scene.
Alrighty. Next one. Tamon's B side. Yeah, Tamon is a pop idol, part of a boy band, and Utage has been obsessed with him since before he was actually in that band, as he was like doing his auditions. She saw him on like an audition tape or something, and she's like, "Man, I like this guy. This guy is awesome." She works a
Hmm.
part-time job as a cleaner to forward his merch and concert tickets. One day, her coworker calls in sick, so she fills in. And lo and behold, at this client's house, she runs into Tamon, who is very different from his stage persona. Who's actually a depressed loser that she has to encourage to keep going every day.
Hmm.
Yeah, they have a very nice couple dynamic because yeah, you have the opposites attract kind of thing, pretty common, and I think they use it very well here. Yeah, and yeah, there is
I think
we don't have really too much to say about it. It's like I think it's presented pretty well. It's like it is exactly what it looks like when you say, okay, yeah, this girl's gonna be a cheerful, preppy, hype girl for him, and then he's like, he just has this opposite persona when he's not at work, and she has to kind of draw out his better side and give him a more positive outlook on life. That were you gonna say?
I was gonna say they just have really good chemistry, and the characterization went above and beyond for like the 2 episodes we saw.
Yeah, they do a really good job of capturing emotions and with their facial animations. They do a very good job with that. And
Hmm.
honestly, the animation across the board, like in episode 1 and 2, is quite nice. And especially in episode 1, I was very impressed. Like, I don't like boy band music, but the actual sequence, like the dance number they did with 3D, mixing like some 3D and 2D animation together, it looked really good. Like, they put a lot
Hmm.
of effort into it, and it looked great. Yeah, I was not expecting that. If they have a couple more, just like dance numbers and like full like song sequences, I would be very impressed.
Yeah. Just looking at the cover, I didn't notice this before, but I think we're gonna find out all of them have like a quirky side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's a really great way to build it out too.
Hmm.
Yeah, as we like introduce the other characters, she could still be focused on him, but like having those other characters be like part of the show and interacting with
Yeah,
them and stuff is pretty good.
I would be shocked if she had any interest in them other than like just friendly, cordial behavior.
Yeah, as she becomes more like intertwined in their group and stuff because she gets closer to him. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm absolutely enjoying it so far. Give this one a B.
Yeah, you can't hear them, but my dad just got home and he's quoting Transformers 2.
That's weird. Casebook of Arne. How about you? How about you go through this one?
I'm just gonna read out what I wrote. Is your daughter obsessed with vampires? Is the setting a cross between Victorian Europe and modern technology? Did your wife die? Okay, so now I need you to go crazy and recreate your wife as a Frankenstein's monster, so that a vampire detective investigates your craziness and also hires your daughter and the Frankenstein's monster that you create to his detective agency.
That's the plot.
Yeah.
That's the episode 2 plot specifically, by the way, because episode 1 we are forward in time, just like at a random case, and we focus on this other kid who I don't know. I don't even know. I don't remember his name, but he didn't matter because he just dies. Episode 1, the character we actually follow dies. He's not part of the rest of the story. He's just gone. And Arnie could have prevented it. There was like this witch who was killing people in town, and he discovers who it was and goes to her. Arnie is like following, or like he knows where this witch person is, but he shows up too late, and he just lets him die because he doesn't want to expose himself as a vampire.
Very cringe, Arnie, very cringe.
And episode 1 shows us that he is the most powerful vampire lord to ever exist. And he uses that to solve mysteries. He uses that to play at being Scooby-Doo.
Bro, Frankenstein.
I don't know why. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. It is very confusing. I did not like this show at all. Did I only get? I think I might have only given it a D. I don't think I was super harsh towards it. I think I only gave it a D. Yeah, no, I would not recommend the Casebook of Arnie. It was very weird.
I mean, if you wanted to, you'd have to say skip episode 1.
It really just doesn't need to exist because it doesn't actually do a good job introducing the characters. Episode 2 introduces the characters.
Oh yeah, you barely meet Arnie, the vampire. He has like one conversation and then the fight scene at the end. That's it.
Yeah, episode 1 really is just so trash. So trash.
Yeah. Ooh, more trash.
Daily Life of Part-Time Torture. It's a comedy with CBT. What would you say that is?
Chronic ball torture?
No, it's cute boy torture. Like, get your head out of the gutter. Cute boy torture. The person being tortured is whoever has to watch it, actually. Everyone is really good at torturing people, but also none of the characters are fun because they're all gay.
Does that make us the cute boys?
Yeah, so this is a Fujoshi show. This is a Fujo show where like all the guys are gay and they torture people, but the concept of the show, I say it has no bite. The concept of the show is like something crazy being like a mundane everyday thing, like they're clocking at the office, but it doesn't indulge in its setting of them being torturers at all. There's no blood. It cuts away from all the violence. If there were not any screams, you would literally think it's just an office show. It's like an office work comedy. It's so
They just wear aprons because they serve people food.
it's so
That's what they do.
It doesn't use its setting at all, and I really hated every minute of this. It did feel like cock and ball torture. So yeah, that gets an F. Yeah. The Darwin Incident.
genre 2.
Oh, I forgot
no.
Oh, okay, that's one I actually forgot. For the other one, I did it on purpose, but I
also caught the last one.
Yeah, the other one I did like for the Jack of all trades, I did that on purpose and left it there. I didn't remember leaving it empty for Darwin Incident. But, this is
Yeah,
like
we
a
didn't discuss.
an environmentalist mystery kind of thing, I guess. Maybe drama a bit.
Is it pro-environmentalism? I don't think it
Oh
is.
yeah. Oh yeah, it is.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it is. Like the thing is the way these characters are presented is like you should use the monkey Charlie. You should use Charlie's perspective as the perspective of the author, the side that they want you to align with. And Charlie is like he's not like the hardest core vegan, but he very much has vegan ideals. And it's basically the chimpanzee smirking at a jaguar meme. That's what it felt like watching episode 2. That's how bad it was. Like,
Oh, so bad.
those guys are on the right side of history. I could feel the vegan jerking Zeezer self off while writing the show, and that's the tweet I put out while I was watching it.
I mean, if we assume that it is pro, like, all the shit it's showing in the show, then a lot of it does seem like a vegan fantasy, power fantasy.
Cause like yeah,
Like,
Charlie is like owning some dumb chuds who think it's okay to eat meat. Like
you know what? You're totally right.
he completely stumps them with the questions like, yeah, but why is it not okay to eat humans?
Because we would get sick, dumbass. Physically ill.
It really feels like we're just reliving early 2000s vegan atheist arguments.
Why is it not okay to eat rat poison? I don't get it.
Yeah, to quickly order the plot, Charlie is a human Z, the first like monkey human hybrid. He is given birth to by a chimpanzee mother with like monkey human gene splicing, and he is freed and found out by the public because eco terrorists attack and release all the animals in the facility. It is about as gay as it sounds. After the terrorists raided the facility, they save the human Z, or they save the chimpanzee and gives birth to Charlie. And then he just kind of gets adopted by a family. Like I think they were scientists or something, probably. I don't remember.
Oh, they're vegans.
Oh, they're just vegans. That's literally their only qualification.
One of them's a lawyer.
I don't know. I don't know how the hell like some random family decided that they got to take care of this human monkey hybrid instead of having it live in a government facility for the rest of its life. But the terrorists wore Guy Fawkes masks, like in V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
Which is cringe. So yeah. The only thing I liked,
The music was good.
I was into it a little bit for the first episode before they really got into their activism. Before like they really got into their activism shtick in episode 2. Then it was like, oh, okay, that's actually what the show's gonna be. He had a funny interaction with his classmates in episode 1. I was like, okay, I could see that interaction. That makes sense. He's not really being annoying or anything. But then we had him like owning them epically when they're saying some retarded shit.
They're always saying retarded shit. It's like, hey, you're a vegan. So do you agree with the vegan terrorists? I bet you agree with the vegan terrorists. And then he does.
Yeah. Yeah, the one master we mentioned here is like I thought the music's pretty awesome. Like the OP and ED were really good. They were like really good, some of the best we've seen. So yeah, I would praise it for that and nothing else. Also, this big mastermind chess guy, eco terrorist, he just shows up in town. He just like is gonna go to Charlie's school in the next episode and talk to him. He just shows up. This is like the ringleader of the eco terrorist organization. He just shows up and nobody knows. The whole idea of like how these eco terrorists could actually hide, this whole overarching plot idea it's starting to get dumber the more I think about it. I'm like, oh, this is gonna get worse.
They killed so many people in the last episode. I don't know how they're allowed to operate.
Yeah. It could be funny to see what happens, but honestly, it's going in the dumpster for me. We dropped it. It's way too insufferable. So yeah, that's a D. And this is one you hated too. This is another one you hated.
I didn't hate it. I just thought the animation was bad and I was wrong.
The Demon King's daughter is too kind. The Demon King canceled his recent conquest of the human realm as domestic issues are causing him far too much grief because his daughter is too kind. But before he can return to his demonic duties, he must teach He must, or yeah, I was gonna say he must work with his subordinates to teach Do how to be a proper demon, and he fails miserably every single time because she's just really cute, and that's all she does. She's just really cute and nice, and she completely misunderstands every attempt at them to have her like kill, torture, or hurt a human. They get into silly hijinks, but for me, the comedy was kind of too weak. It really didn't have enough compelling. It really the comedy was not strong enough for me to say like, okay, I want to continue this. It was a very one note show where the enjoyment is gained from Do acting cute. And that was
Hmm.
it. There's really nothing else here. If you just want to have something to sit back and watch her be cute and like, oh, that's adorable, yeah, you can watch this. But otherwise, it's just it feels like too much of one thing. There's not enough variety to it.
I fully agree.
Yeah, it was pretty alright, but it's just like it's very, very, very simple show. So, yeah. Ended up saying it was okay, but also ended up dropping it. The Holy Grail of Eris. This is one
Yeah.
that we were definitely a little bit more interested in because we got like intrigue, we got mysteries and stuff going on. It's a villainous show. We like villainous shows. Also, that guy's a pistol. I didn't even notice that. So we have a little bit more of a Victorian era, like late Victorian era kind of thing too. Like we still got the manner of dress. I guess we got a girl with a sword back there, but we have a lot of different moving parts going on. We have a lot of secret stuff. Yeah, the main plot is a young Constance Grail watches Scarlet. Well, actually, what was her last name? I don't remember her last name. I want to look it up. It's like Scarlet Vermilion. I don't think it
Yeah,
was
I think
actually. I don't
that's
think it
it.
was actually Scarlet Vermilion. I was just like, that's what I think of when I see Scarlet. Scarlet Castiel. Either way, Scarlet. She watches her final moments before her execution, and she smiles at her. And then we skip forward a good little bit to Constance in the future being betrothed to somebody right before the events of her most certain condemning and like disengagement, like the annulment of their engagement with like a high
Hmm.
ranking hoity-toity prince guy, where she'd be framed as a villainess herself. But Scarlet's spirit still lingers, and she appears before her, offering her salvation. She then possesses Constance's body and verbally eviscerates those who intended to frame her. It's a pretty good like reverse denunciation scene. And after
Hmm.
this, after she basically saves her social and possibly even true life, because I don't know how serious they get about some of these executions around here, considering how Scarlet died. Afterwards, they decide to work together to find out who set her up and had Scarlet executed in the decades prior. And really, I think this is an awesome gimmick.
Hmm.
There will be a show later we complain where there's no gimmick. This one, I think, it has a very good gimmick. We've never really seen a villainous show where we have like the ghost haunting the the current protagonist and having them work together, and with their
Hmm.
very, very different styles. Constance, who never did anything, and the schemer Scarlet, who, well, she might not have deserved the exact end she met, had made numerous enemies up to the point where she doesn't even know who got her killed ultimately, who framed her. So it's
Hmm.
doubtful that she's innocent.
This reminds me of a Who Framed Roger Rabbit guy who's only seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
But yeah, no, I thought this was like a super fun villain show. Definitely a good twist on the general premise. I think we got a good setting to work with. I like our two main characters dynamic a lot. Yeah, and I would recommend this. Yeah, I gave it
Same.
I think I had a 6.5, so that'd be B. Yeah, a little bit short on the B pluses, but yeah, definitely plenty of shows I like. And this is a show
Mm,
that I think we decided to drop this one.
we did.
Yeah, it was kind of
Um,
it was kind of edge case for us. You can go through this one because you were a little bit more favorable towards it.
yeah, I was very excited for the show going in. You have a love story between an invisible man and a girl who is blind. And both characters are very cute together. They're fun. They have decent chemistry. But then you get to the other characters, and every side character is entirely one note and extremely boring. And we're spending just as much time with them as we are the main cast, or the main two. So it got very boring very quickly. and we definitely got tired of it enough to drop it.
Yeah. The cat Lynx girl's tomboy, fat guy contributes nothing, and elves are racist. Wow. I also think that, like, because of how poor these other characters are, having them come together at work instead of like going on dates with each other or something, it feels like it's kind of a waste of their relationship. And it feels like
Hmm.
it takes away because we're like getting more characters we don't want to be interacting with and less of the characters we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think if they didn't work together, I'd probably have more for it that I'd be interested in. I like the idea of it. It's like, yeah, blind girl with the invisible guy. It's like, it's nice, and yeah, their relationship is good, but we just don't get enough focus on them. Okay, it really would be just the side characters should be better. It's just like there should be more with the side characters. Like, I don't know why that
Yeah.
fat guy's there.
He's there to be
I
tired.
don't even know what he does. I don't remember what he does for the actual detective agency. And
Oh, I
like
literally have no idea.
the actual work aspect of working at a detective agency, like I get the idea of like how he would be good at it, but it did not feel like a compelling setting to hold our story in.
Hmm.
Yeah, I still gave it a positive rating because yeah, again, things we like about it, but not enough to keep going. Yeah, the villainess is adored by the prince of the neighbor kingdom. This is the one we just were talking about. This is another villainous show, and let me go through the plot. The day before Tiara Rose Lapis Clementil, in the day before Tiara Rose's engagement is annulled by Prince Heart Knight's Lapis Lazuli Lactimuth, she recalls memories of when she played the game she is now playing the part of the villainess in. At the following graduation ceremony, the annulment happens as she had foreseen, only to be rescued by Aquasteed Marine Forest, who announces his plans to marry her. That is the first episode. That is all that happens in the first episode. There is nothing unique about this show except for the character names. There is like no gimmick to this whatsoever. I don't even think this is like an old villainous story or anything. I had read some of this like years ago, but even then, I don't think villainous is like a new genre or anything. And this just doesn't have any kind of gimmick, and there really was not like any characterization that made me more attached to like these characters. The animation wasn't great. There's like nothing I got out of this. Like yeah, one of the I forgot what earlier show I said. It was like the easygoing like territory defense lord. There's just like nothing that stands out about it. There's just nothing that'd be like, oh, this is the aspect I really like of the show. Like I can say that for the Invisible Man is soon to be wife. I like their relationship. That is something I would go to this show for because I think it does it well. I don't think there's anything the villainess is adored by the Prince of the Neighboring Kingdom does that sets itself apart from another show or another story. Yeah, do you feel similarly?
I agree.
I
There's
agree.
nothing to say about this show, man.
There isn't. That's all there is to say. That's all there is to say. Okay, 'tis time for Torture Princess season 2. This is a great continuation of a show we've loved. We have loved this show. Hime has been captured by the Demon King and is being held in his fortress. Every day, his evil minions come to her cell and work to have her spill her kingdom's secrets to them with increasingly ridiculous methods of torture. Though, considering how easily our princess could escape her confines, it questions how truly pained she is by this so called torture. As this ranges from her being shown delicious food and not being allowed to eat it, being shown some junk food and not being allowed to eat it, being shown some cute pets and not being allowed to pet them, and being shown a cute demon daughteru and not being able to congratulate her.
Every torture is very fun, and frankly, this is probably the best show this season. Okay, I don't know about Frieren, I don't know about anything else. This is probably the best one.
This is such a great show. Like you can compare it to, I think you very much compare it to the Demon Star is Too Kind, but the way
Hmm.
it engages you with its narrative is so much better. We have like a simple setup for like, okay, so every day there's going to be some other thing they're going to try to torture her with, quote unquote. But the characters' attitudes toward it is so joyful and fun every time.
Hmm.
It's and its extremely laid back tone with like no stakes is very just charming. It's just like a very fun world to be in. You don't have to worry about people dying or anything, and they just get to be fun friends together, and we get to have silly hijinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said there. I didn't really have anything specific to say about it. It's like you could start with season two. It's not there's a reason to skip season one, but if you were say picking up with a friend and you just want to watch the new stuff, you could just start watching it because it's very very episodic.
Mm-hmm.
You'll miss some character introductions, but that's not really losing much. You should be able to get a good idea of the characters. The characters are pretty simple, but they have charming personalities because the writing's pretty good. So yeah, you can very much fall right into place and just start watching it. Yeah, this is like just such a fun show. I give this one an A. Hey, I forgot to put the other one here. Yeah, I think it didn't have enough to make me hate it to go to D, but I definitely didn't like it enough. Okay, there's no freaking way I'll be your lover unless. And this one is a harem ecchi show. This is actually 5 episodes. This is a shorter season for a shorter girl. Season 1 developed 3 of the 4 girls in the harem, and this one is 5 extra episodes. And so far, it's mostly been focused on Keiho, and it's probably going to mostly focus on her. We'll see where it ends up, but yeah, we only watched 2 episodes. All of it is out. And we thought about it a little bit. We haven't gone to check the first season to compare, but I think the animation is a little bit better in this one. I think it's like a little bit better. It's not drawn much better. Like the blonde girl and the black hair girl still have just like their designs are just kind of lacking a little bit. I don't know. Like the blonde, I guess works because of the different outfits she wears, but the black haired girl who we always forget her name, we're just not very invested in her. Whereas the other 3 girls are just a better romance targets. They have much better interactions with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the overarching plot is Renoko decides to change her personality from season 1 for the better and become the social butterfly she always wanted to be. She gains a friend group that one by one grow attracted to her when her real personality shines through. How will she react to the sudden love harem/love octagon? Yeah, she's this like previous social outcast who's like always a loner that played video games in middle school, and then getting into high school she tries to turn herself around, and she is mostly succeeding in that a little bit too much, where she starts becoming a center of affection for many characters around her, and all the other people in school start referring to them as the quintet. Was it?
Yes, that is
Yeah,
what they called them.
yeah, the quintet.
Yeah, great show. Renako's a little stupid. She tried to become best friends with a bunch of lesbians. Okay, that's on her at the end of the day.
Really, I mean, that's on her. Yeah, yeah. This is a really fun edgy show. It has a lot of skinship. It has a lot of touching each other and stuff. I think it's quite nice.
It is.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely recommend this as a fun harem show. I wish we could get more good harems like this for like straight relationships, like where we actually treat it as a harem. Like I think we will grow into the fact that it's going to become just a giant polycule instead of them choosing instead of Renako just choosing one of them. That's what it feels like it would lean more into. I would also like to see that as like an actual end for harems too. I think it's better when we have the best ending instead of just a ending with one of the characters.
Totally agree.
It is wish fulfillment. I don't know why like power fantasies like why isekais they get to do whatever they want. You can have Mushoku Tensei where he just marries all of the girls and nobody bats an eye. But when you have a harem protagonist who has 2 girlfriends, suddenly it's too far. There we go. There was a cute girl at the hero's party. You get to take this one because you were the one that was more into it.
I mean, it's a pretty simple premise. The guy is reincarnated as a demon, and he is forced to serve the demon lord. He could kill the demon lord. He just doesn't really care to because he
Well, it's
has
funny.
nothing
Yeah,
else
we
going
say like
on.
he's not even forced to serve him. He is a demon, so he's naturally aligned to that
Yeah,
faction. But he doesn't have to because he got overpowered reincarnation abilities.
exactly. He gets subordinates that he cares about, and I guess he sticks around for them. But whatever. Eventually, the hero's party shows up, and he keeps knocking him down a peg, but he never kills him because he fell in love with their healer. And so eventually he lets them pass and proposes to the healer, but she says not yet. So now he's living as a human, trying to figure out how to build his life up so he can eventually get the girl and live happily ever after.
Yeah, honestly, the plot is like totally fine, but the animation is really quite bad. It's not. It might not be the
Yeah.
worst you've ever seen, but the art quality is pretty low and the animation is poor, and it just really drags the show down so much. It's like at this point, it's like It's just better to read the manga. Like there's like so there's so little disparity between art. Like the art quality, I assume is like way better. Let's like check it out. Uh, let's see. We'll go manga decks. I didn't leave the other A in there. Yeah, you should party knee. Let's see what the art looks like.
It already looks a lot better just based off the cover.
Yeah, that looks a good bit better. Let's see if they have any chapters I got. Oh, it did not get nuked, which is cool. Yeah, let's just like take one of these early ones. Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
Honestly, like this isn't like high quality like art or anything. This is like just pretty normal manga stuff. But also just like the detail, the color, or just the shading of the lines and stuff like that. Just the shading of these characters just is more appealing. Like he has a weird kind of appearance, but it's also more striking than what we got in the anime. It's like it got toned down some for the anime, away from like this style. It doesn't shift much, but it did. Like you can see a notable difference between this face on this panel and his face like in this little shot here. It's like hard to see on this stream, but yeah. There is definitely a notable difference for me and a drop off. There usually should be a drop off in the overall art quality, or not should, but usually because you're going to be like drawing so many panels, there's going to be a drop off because it's hard to be as detailed. Instead of when you're making like 4 different panels, you know? Yeah, there's a difference there, and that's like there is an acceptable level of drop off, and I think this is just too far down the totem pole for me to really want to keep going with it. I think that sums it up. It's like the premise is totally fine. And if you enjoy the premise, I think you could absolutely enjoy it. If your animation isn't a big deal to you, it's totally fine. But otherwise, it's just like it's a little bit too far for me.
I agree with that description.
Yeah, I would give it a C. And we are heading towards the end here. Now we got Trigun Stargaze. Pick up a few years after the events of the previous season, Trigun Stampede. Plants continue to be stolen, but there is a sign of hope. Transmission from deep space. A fleet from Earth broadcasts that they will be willing to pick up any and all survivors who wish to go with them when they pass by the planet of No Man's Land and allow these humans to live on a journey with them to colonize new worlds. That is like that seems like it would be the overarching plot of the next season. And honestly, I think there's like they say it's like 6 months, so there's enough time for them to have like another plot to get like another full journey for Vash and the rest of the characters to resolve before we even get the ships. So we won't have to have it like crash and burn. Because they're in a vicious cycle where the humans cannot survive without the plants, but also the plants are going to be dying off because the plants only live for so long. We provide them water, power, and everything to survive. Because this is a hostile desert planet everybody lives on. Yeah, people crash landed here. They did not want to live here. They entirely accidental, or well, actually, I think it was a betrayal or something. It was like the AI went rogue or whatnot, and crashed their ships. Either way, the humans cannot live on this planet forever, and either they will die here or all the plants will die, and then they will die. Yeah. And it really this season, Stargaze is like season 2 of the Trigun reboot. A bit of a slow start. The first 2 episodes are setting up the plot for the season, but the characters themselves are really just getting reintroductions. And we got a new character, Jessica, who used to be white. She's clearly blackwashed, like blatantly African blackwashed. And it honestly takes it down a peg for me. It really hurts the show overall. I actually
What do you
enjoyed
mean
season 1 a lot.
changing a character's race ruins a show? That's weird.
It kind of
Even
does for
side
me. It's like
characters? What about side
it
characters?
doesn't make any sense because there is no other black people in this entire planet.
But have you considered it's a desert planet and black people live in the desert?
And nobody lives in the desert actually. But I mean, I still like Trigun, but like it really knocks it down a peg just for this like huge change. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand how you think you can get away with that.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
rough.
people are just gonna ignore it, but like this is a serious flaw with the this remake is like they're just blackwashing a character and destroying the narrative. There's other things you can change in the narrative that work, but also you have to change everything else around it. But this, there's no logic. How can you have a black child exist on this desert planet with a limited human population when there are no black people anywhere? I'm not even getting to the fact that she's like from a faction that lives inside pods and whatnot. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's like it doesn't make any sense. I really have like the first season of Trigun Stampede. I really love that, but Trigun Stargaze, I'm questioning somewhat. Just like Sense to be here, I'm questioning somewhat. I very much like the action. I very much like all the story stuff they were doing. But yeah, a little concerned. Tune into the Midnight Heart. You paid attention a little bit better than I did here, so take it away.
So basically, we have this guy who believes he's perfect in every way except for one. 3 years ago, he used to listen to a radio show at night, and he said, "I love you" to the radio host, who, for some reason, for some way, was able to hear him. I don't really know how that happened, but I guess it did. But he never learned who the radio host was, so he needs to go find her, figure out who she is, and undo his confession, because that is the only way he can become fully perfect. And he finds four potential candidates all in the broadcasting club, and they all sound exactly the same, apparently, except they don't.
They really don't. They all have different voice actresses, so no, they don't sound the same. And even when you
Yeah,
hear
they're.
the broadcast over the radio, they don't sound the same. So I don't know how he ever got them confused for each other.
Does this remind you of quintessential quintuplets? Because it basically is.
Except you got less. You got one less of them.
You got one less and all round worse characterization.
Yeah, like it feels like they've tried to spend half an episode with each of the characters for the in the first two episodes, and I just didn't
Hmm.
feel anything after watching it, man. I didn't feel anything for these characters.
It's really bad, really quite bad.
Yeah, I was itching to drop it like immediately. Like episode
Hmm.
one, I was itching to drop it. He's like, no, let's do an episode two. I was able to
We had
convince
this
him to. I was able
improvement.
to convince him to stop watching this.
Hmm. At some point.
Yeah, we're going to put that right into F tier. Just the what did I actually make a prediction which girl he ended up with, or was that for a different show? I think that was for a
That was a
different show.
different show.
Yeah, I was like,
That was for a show last season.
yeah, that was for last season. I was like thinking of our conversation we had while we were watching it. And I was like, what was happening there?
Hmm.
All right, we're getting towards the end here. We got two more. I think it was two more. Three more. Okay, three more because we didn't do those two. Hell's Paradise and Jujutsu Kaisen. Those are not on the table. Yeah, three more left. Yeah, wash it all away. This is a story that centers around Kinmei and her laundry shop. But it's about everyone else in town as much as it's about her. While the show is somewhat plot light and fairly laid back, we do learn in episode 2 that Kinmei doesn't have memories from before she started the laundry shop 2 years ago. That's actually something I this is something I'd forgotten when we watched it, but because it's just like a blink you'll miss it because she doesn't linger on it. But yeah, she has amnesia. And that's actually a pretty important plot point, I think.
It is. It will become more important at some point. It just, she was speaking to a child, so it was an offhand comment.
Well, no, it was to the boy actually. Yeah, it
Oh,
was to
yeah, my
that
mistake.
guy. And it said there was a romance tag on it. I don't know how much we'll get into romance. Maybe we will, but she seemed like she was a bit older than him, although he it looks like he's wearing like a suit and stuff. He's still going to school, I believe. Yeah, like we have a bunch of different fun characters around town just like living their life. Usually we would say cute girls doing cute things because we have a bunch of girls doing like a hobby or something, but really she's a one-man cleaning army. So we do focus on a hobby in the aspect of it teaches us to do some bit of like how cleaning works. Like you do multiple cycles of steaming and rubbing and doing using different chemicals to get out different spills, like how you need to take out the oil layer before you can get to the water soluble layer. and how you treat stains and stuff like that, and how she cleans shoes, and we're gonna get a bunch of different stuff. So yeah, I would definitely classify this as like a cute girls doing cute thing, kind of in the same genre, because that's basically like hobby shows. Honestly, that
Are you?
probably should be a genre. It probably should just be hobby shows.
I agree.
Yeah,
That's a good description.
because I
But
think
I mean
it.
that kind
Yeah, I
of
think it's
encapsulates
well
girls
encompassing.
doing
Yeah,
cute
it's well
things.
encompassing, and it's understandable. People can understand. It's like, okay, oh, hobby show. Yeah, of course.
Would you say One Shoto?
No,
I think you should though.
I mean she's pretty and she's older, but we actually don't know how old she is.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. I mean, it is an older girl with a younger guy, so I mean that would apply. It's just not the type. I mean, he's not a Shota though. It's like
Yeah, he's just slightly younger than her.
I mean, it's just an One-san. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say it is a steady pace, not slow. I'm not one to hold back my criticism when I think a show's wasted time, but here, having a lot of shows or a lot of shots of characters just existing in the world fits the tone and fits the immersion of it being a laid back town where there isn't really things to concern yourself with. People are just living their lives. I think it works well for the show in that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I forgot to update my score. I think I wanted to put it as 7. Yeah, where did I have it? Wash it all away. Yeah, I had it a little bit low. I wanted to put it at 7. Let me bump it up. That means it gets a B plus. All right, and then our favorite romance of the season. You and I are polar opposites. I'm sexing outside. But you and I are polar opposites. Suzuki has liked Tanny for a while. Like, really liked Tanny-kun. But has a hard time expressing herself. Until she happens upon him at the end of a school day and asks him to walk home with her. That's where we kick ourselves off. Yeah, she at the start of the show she displays like a couple different reasons why she likes him, different aspects of like his studiousness and his honesty. But she doesn't quite she can exemplify those qualities, but she doesn't know why she likes him so much as she does, because she is like already falling in love with him like as the show started. She's like already in love with him, just like goo goo gaga over him. And like one of the strongest aspects of the show is like Suzuki herself. She is so incredibly expressive and charming and adorable. You just want her to win. I said it for Rui like at the beginning of the series. Like she's just so cute, you can't help but root for her, and she's a very easy character to get attached to, and she's like presented so incredibly well. I love her as a character. Suzuki is great, perfect heroine for a romance story.
And Tanny-kun is not boring himself either. He is a very strict, well, not even very strict, but he is a toned down kind of guy, but he is focused and he has a lot of personality to provide the relationship.
Yeah, like we get to see more of this in episode 2 once we get to the big spoiler for episode 1. But yeah, we see on his phone we see his Google searches on his phone. You can see that he has the same exact nerves about trying to approach the other person, to approach Suzuki, as she does towards him. And I think this does a really good job of like showing off how they both have very, even like personality wise they're very different, but they also have some extreme similarities. They both feel very genuine. They harbor feelings for each other, but they have a hard time expressing that. They don't know how to, because it's their first time doing anything like that. And they want to make a good impression, and they have some miscommunications in episode 1, but they actually try to correct these misunderstandings. After talking with her friends a little bit, she realizes, yeah, she wants Tanny-kun, so she shouts at the top of her lungs, "I love you." and then they
Very good.
and then they start going out. It's like the perfect first episode. So we actually have them going through and progressing through a relationship throughout the show, instead of just having the will they won't they kind of thing, which I really like when a show does that. We can have that for a little bit, but the way so many shows will just drag it out for the entire series just makes it monotonous, and it kind of feels like it limits where you can go for a relationship rather than expanding it. Yeah, I love this show. This is absolutely one of my favorites. It's getting high marks for me.
Same.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like it can be a little bit hard to like for Journal with Witch. I had so many different ways I can talk about the characters, how much I love the writing. But lots of these other shows that I love, it isn't just for. I don't have like that much I can expound upon the writing because that's something I can focus on a lot. But like just describing how well like each scene is done and how well it progresses up to our build up here. I could just say that, but I don't have that much more detail to go in on for it. It's just like it just is that good. Just like if you love romance, you will absolutely you will absolutely find something great here. And I think there's people who don't really like that, like I said, traditional romance where we just like keep going on and on. I think people that get annoyed by that trope will also find this more appealing as a show for them. Yeah. Yeah, I would give that a 9 out of 10. I'm going to put in my A plus tier, one of my top shows. And then we got our last show. You can't be in a rom-com with your childhood friends. And why don't you take us out, Bunger? That means you read out this one.
Yeah, no,
you
heard
get it, you get it.
I heard you. All right, so I had no idea his name was Yonosuke.
You know
Okay,
Skay.
but
Yeah, you know Skay.
he's a bland self-insert who believes he could never be the protagonist of a romantic comedy, much less.
Oh, so you're
with
actually being
his
quite
own
quiet. Do you
childhood
actually want me to
friends.
finish it then?
Yeah, you can. They're being quite loud.
Okay, so yeah, his mic was like getting turned down. It's like you can barely hear him. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yonosuke is a bland self-insert who believes he could never be the protagonist of a romantic comedy, but this is an anime, so he actually is. But he's still trying to live by the rules of being a real person. It's like, nah, nah. It's like there's no way she could actually be into me. Constantly assuming coincidences and his childhood friends' overt advances and setup of classic rom-com scenarios are entirely incidental. Yeah, it's just like it just so happens that he falls on top of her and she guides his hand to her chest. It just so happens. No, that just happens. Or his other best friend who wants to kiss him and dares him to kiss her and then gets embarrassed about doing so. But yeah, this is not a show for modern audiences. Well, it quite short of quite short of being a hentai. It's not afraid of panty shots, some groping, two characters grinding against each other on a train or in class. Yeah, this is very much willing to go to older sensibilities for like a romantic comedy. Very much a much more classic style. A classic style show in a modern art style, really in a modern anime setting. And I would say this is a true battle. It doesn't waste its time. From episode 1, the two main girls, Shio and Akari, are make moves on him while trying to stifle each other from winning his affection. This one does play the role of like the ignorant protagonist. We'll see exactly where it goes, but I would expect this is a show where we'll have a will they, won't they, and they'll be trying to push each other more and more as the show goes on. Yeah, I'd expect this to be just like very, very classic. It's like, oh, is they gonna confess? Oh, is they gonna confess? Oh, will they? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be very much fill that classic role of shows. Yeah, it's very much opposite of you and I are polar opposites, but I can enjoy it for very much for what it is. And I think I give that like a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I've definitely enjoyed it so far. Not like an exceptional style show, but I think it's doing it solidly. I've enjoyed it. And would you say you feel similarly?
I do. I kind of tuned out for like half an episode, so I probably need to go back on my own and rewatch episode 1, but like it was really good.
Oh yeah, and I had this here to like put the image there to like
Oh, can
after
you actually last
this
reload
one.
that last slide real quick? No, no, the next one.
Well, there's nothing on this.
Yes, there is. You see reload it.
Oh, what do you mean reload it? Oh,
Let me just
did you put your tier list here? Because I need to exit
you
presentation
did put
mode.
the tier list there, so you just gotta exit out for half a second and
No, I
quit
didn't
sharing
have.
and
No,
then
there isn't anything there. Like I can open this back up.
oh,
No, I told you that there isn't anything there. I made the slide for it, but I didn't put anything there. Okay, this is what you had. Flum Apricot, everyone else. New Vigilantes villain.
no, that's the character tier list.
That's your character tier list? Okay. But yeah, it didn't update because it doesn't do live update once you go into presenter mode.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, taking a look at the final tier list here. Yeah, pretty much all the stuff in episode 6 are above a B and up is what I would rate. Like 6 or better, 6 out of 10 or better, and these are like the shows I would recommend. I do have some other stuff to get to, but I was not like limited on time today, so I was able to fully get my thoughts out on all this stuff. So feel good about that compared to last season. Yeah, did you have any final thoughts you'd like to say about these shows? Like something else you didn't get out? Because I think I said my
I
piece
want to
plenty.
say, I want to say I fumbled the fate explanation, but it is a terrific show that everyone should watch.
Okay, okay. Yeah. There are some fantastic sequels this time. We got a great just character drama piece of getting over trauma. We have the new Fate series. We have the continuation of Oshi No Ko and Frieren, which I'm in love with. We have a new great romance series. We have a great action series that I can be very critical towards, but we'll see how that one keeps going. And we got It's Just Time for Torture Princess, a really great comedy. Got Trigun Stampede, which was a great action drama last season. Hopefully it'll follow up this one. Then we have a great I mean, I don't even know what I would really call it. I guess it's probably just like a fantasy adventure show, yeah, for age 29. Yeah. A really great fantasy adventure show of a guy trying to raise this little girl to become a good adventurer. Then we got our etchy harem lesbian polycule, which, yeah, we rate higher than you'd think for being a bunch of chuds. And then we got Kinmei cleaning, washed it all away. Very nice laid back slice of life show. Then we got our villainous show. We always gotta have a villainous show, and this is our villainous show. Or yeah, I guess it's the Grail of Eris. I don't even remember what the English title was. Constantly forget stuff.
Yeah, the Holy Grail of Eris.
Holy Grail of Eris, yeah. If I had a nickel for every show about a Grail I watched this season, I'd have 2 nickels. It's not really surprising that it happened twice, considering one of them was a Fate show.
Yeah, that's true.
Then we got Tamon Kun's B-side, the wacky little romance comedy that had surprisingly good musical numbers. Then we had another etchy action show with Chain Soldier. Then we had another etchy show, if you could call it that, even with Is It Okay If You Lose Your Innocence to an Android? We had another assumed romance art painting show, Love Through a Prism. And then we had another romance show. Is it okay to fall? Or is it okay to have a rom-com? Yeah, you can't be in a rom-com with your childhood friends. I cannot remember titles to anything. And we had a couple shows like on the cusp where I was like, I'm feeling really down on My Hero Vigilantes season 2. And then we had Dragon Hatchling, which you were feeling down on, that I was a little bit more mixed on for our like like creature collector, evolving yourself kind of show. Then we had a Fable Fantasy, Champignon. Then we had Invisible Man, another romance. Invisible Man is Soon to Be Bride, which really needed a little bit more to get us into it. And we had a bunch of other shows which were kind of, I guess, yeah, I want to put the Demon Star up here. Because, I mean, as much as it is very one note, it very much sticks to that one note. And there are definitely people who will appreciate that, who really just want something adorable. Honestly, I was good enough reading the manga because I don't think the anime really adds much. It's really the same exact content. You don't really get much out of it being voiced. And I guess you could say, like, the daughter's, like, is cute. Yeah, and then we got a bunch of other shows that I don't really care to go over that were just kind of or worse. If you'd like to see my thoughts on those, you can get rehashed by rolling back the stream. I am not going to put timestamps on any of these because I'm too lazy to do that. Maybe I will clip out my Journal with a Witch thing, but otherwise, I got a lot of stuff to do. Got more anime to watch, got a lot of games to play. I don't think we'll be I forget what day the next fest starts. I think it starts later in the month, so hopefully on the 10th we'll be back to anime stream. We'll be back for another anime stream on February 10th. But otherwise, if we don't, then I'll be doing next fest streams at some point. Yeah, any last word for you, Bunger?
Stay frosty.